At a rebroadcast, everybody come on through. Facebook getting ready to get everybody back in.
You know how all the trolls who are commenting were completely okay to go out and protest BLM stuff, and completely okay to go downtown and tear up stuff, and completely okay to go to our small towns and stand on corners and make fools of themselves, but they're not okay to come on out here and fight for freedom for all of us. That affects every single freaking one of us.
We did not comply! We did not comply! We did not comply with your stupid mask mandate! I just won't stand the moment here.
Nobody's tearing up a dang thing out here.
Good news. Oh shit, hold on. Share, 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 share.
Oh, Misty. Hello. My sister, I want to tell you something. Next time we should rent out a fire truck.
Out of the road!
All right, we are here live.
Hi, Donna! Hi, Donna! We're gonna disrupt you as long as you disrupt us! We're gonna disturb you as long as you disturb us!
Share this, share this, share this. And get your ass on here, Brian. You too.
Make way!
Share it, share it, share it.
Look at those babies in that car. She's out here doing it.
This is unbelievable. Share. This is live at the Governor of Ohio, Governor DeWine in Ohio. They got on the lockdown. Lovely. This is how conservatives on the right, party. There's some Latinos there. Wow. Now this is how you have a protest, man.
I saw
I'm gonna put the link up for the
I'm like, please come now. We're probably gonna drive back through this way. That's Brittany Grover. Is that the Church of the Nazarene? What Church of the Nazarene?
I'm in the process of sharing this all, man. We'll get back. I'll get back to y'all. What? I'll get back. I'm sharing this.
Born in the USA. We need another dance happening. Get it going. So we gotta get music.
10 o'clock Thursday in Ohio. They wind up over the governor's house.
You mind if I carry him? All right, here we go.
USA! USA!
Doing great.
USA! 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 USA!
Get another dance going. Come up with something good. Some good dance. Like some country line dance or something. Get something going.
Electric slide or something.
Yes. Yeah, do that. Who has music right here? I don't know who's running that.
Okay.
This belongs to you.
What up?
Is this yours?
Start sharing. I'm trying
Will
to get this
you
all put
get
together.
the, what is it, electric slide? Electric slide on there? Yeah. Okay. So everybody will get involved? Okay.
The electric.
Can you say the electric slide? They're going to do the electric slide.
All right.
It's the electric slide.
More car seats. Van full of car seats. Woo, woo. 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 A van full. Woo.
That's great, man.
Guys, we're gonna do the electric slide right over here. They're trying to get the electric slide right there.
Man, is your connection running really slow too?
They're getting it on that music.
What up?
I said, is your internet connection running like really super slow?
No. Why? Is it you can't see it?
No, I see what's going on, but when I try anything I'm doing, I get so much lag.
Oh no, I see it fine. They're probably trying to block me.
Can we give up?
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Jeremy's trying to hop in
You
now
need to
as
go
we
out
speak.
there and lead these guys in some
Huh?
dancing. Yeah.
Peters is trying to hop in now as we speak. He lives right there
Okay.
on the street.
Let's see what I got.
Get something good up there.
There we go.
Wow, man. This is live outside Governor Wine. Governor DeWine in Ohio because they put a 10 o'clock curfew for the COVID.
I'll tell you what, when I got involved in any kind of patriot movement or a 3%er movement or just knowing your rights and standing up for your rights, Ohio's always been one of them states that are at the forefront of being out there and protesting at the state house steps or at the governor's mansion and not having no problem doing so. I mean, them people there, they actively go out and make sure that their elected officials know who they work for.
Oh yeah.
Come on. Facebook won't let me tag anybody. Go fucking figure. Bunch of losers. Now Facebook gets shut down. I shit you not. Facebook gets shut down on you.
What?
There he
What's up,
is.
D?
There he is. So people,
There you
bro,
go.
look at that.
Can they put the volume
That's the type of shit that
down?
makes you proud, right? Unmute your mic so we can hear you, brother.
What am I jumped into? What am I looking at?
Do what?
What am I looking at?
I still can't hear you. Hey, turn this down just a fuzz.
I said, what am I looking at?
This is the protest going on outside of DeWine's house right now.
Nice, nice.
Like I said, this is our people, man. This is what we live for.
They
Yeah, man.
showing?
Do what?
Are they having a good showing?
Oh yeah, dude. Dude, it looks like there's a shit ton of people, and the cars just do not stop rolling through.
Nice.
The cops are even out
Oh
there
yeah,
and
even the
everything.
cops are there.
Nice.
That's
Hey,
lovely.
like
How
I
you
was telling
doing,
him, man, Ohio's always right at the forefront of them out there protesting and making sure their elected officials know who they work for.
That
Yeah, I was just,
is a lot of crystal meth here. So
Do what?
a lot of exciting people.
You glitched out. What'd you say, brother?
I said, never mind.
You said something about crystal meth.
That's what I thought he said.
Yeah,
I just wanted to hear that again.
a lot of folks on crystal meth, so we have a lot of entertaining people.
They got a lot of energy they need to get out of them.
Well, you're in Ohio, right?
Yes, I am.
Oh shoot, man. Too bad you can't go over there, man.
I'm surprised he isn't there.
Yeah, we probably could.
Yeah, man. Give some live coverage. How far is the governor's house from you?
I don't know. Where does he live?
That's something I don't know.
I'm in a certain group of people we can't admit to knowing where governors live, or we go to jail. So.
Well, I'm sure it'll be on there.
That's what I was telling Jay on an earlier stream when he said before long if he comes up missing. I said, brother, I promise you, I'll come up missing before you will.
Dude, I'm in trouble for affiliating, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're on a lower level watch list now because you affiliate with people that will come up missing.
Oh, I love you guys. These are my friends. I'm friends with the white supremacists. Doesn't say that just to make them mad.
They've
You know what I'm
called
saying?
they've called us all kinds of stuff and have chanted in front of the state house while protesting us, "White genocide now," and said it repeatedly.
Right. Well, what was it? 4 years ago when they had that MAGA rally in Columbus and Antifa came out and they came out, caught everyone off guard, were fucking assaulting a bunch of kids and women and elderly people right out openly in front of the state house.
Right,
You remember that, don't you, Dieter?
right.
Columbus?
Huh?
Was that in Columbus?
Yeah.
Because I know years ago the police did that. The state highway patrol did that. Even injured a woman in a wheelchair.
I thought for sure that they weren't calling themselves Antifa yet. It was when they were referring to themselves as Black Bloc came out there and was manhandling a bunch of people.
Yeah, that happened actually numerous times.
Yeah, because I was there for
Yeah,
that one, and then I was there doing security for. Do what?
That was definitely before they said they were Antifa.
Yeah, because it was the second one. That's when you had the second MAGA rally afterwards, and the group that I used to be with, we came down and did security for you guys because they set up the big gate and perimeter around the outside of the courtyard.
Yeah, we I don't know. We've kind of gone through waves of actual registered Communist Party members here. We've had environmental activists that have actually seemed fit to give us a hard time.
Hey, Jay, turn this down some. That way he doesn't keep getting cut out.
All right.
The address is 2587 Conley Road, Cedarville.
We did not say that. She did.
I believe so.
I'm just putting that out there right now before you show up knocking on my door tomorrow, feds. I do not want to be involved in another governor and an issue with him.
Especially not Deweyne.
Oh, dude. Well, I think it's great. Did you see where, what is it, Gavin Mussolini out in California, out there in California, how he just got busted at a big old party and shit that he wasn't supposed to be at.
Oh, he just did? He went?
Yeah, they got live footage of somebody snagged video footage of him in there without a mask and all kinds of shit. Came out and gave that sorry ass fucking apology and shit.
Also,
if that's what you want to call it.
Also, he's getting an Emmy.
Governor's house is an hour from me.
Damn, it's that far from Columbus? Or is it on the other? Or you're on the south side, so it's probably clear on the north side, ain't it?
I'm East Central.
Are you?
Yeah, East Central.
It really takes you that long to get from the loop to downtown?
No. He's not downtown if he's in Cedarville.
So you're telling me that so he's not even staying at the governor's mansion. He's at his personal home then.
This is one of his homes. This is what he, I believe, calls his countryside home. See,
wow.
DeWine is tied into, as a lot of people, and people are always surprised when I make these connections, but Prescott Bush is buried 15 minutes from me in Green Lawn Cemetery, about 180 feet outside of my friend's back door. Prescott Bush, if you don't know, was a Nazi and also had ties with large corporations.
Thank you, Bo.
And they had here in Columbus, one of their, I don't know, pet projects that they funneled money through was Buckeye Steel. And DeWine was part of all of that. He's in with that club. And so he's tied in with old money. When people think that it's ridiculous that Nancy Pelosi got 73% of the vote in her district, and then you see all this voter fraud coming out, that's the same reason you see people like DeWine, Ilhan Omar, Newsom. They're all part of that club. You know, that's how you get career politicians, is they control the vote. You know, and they've done it for a long time. That's why over half of the U.S. population does not vote, because they're disenfranchised already. They won't take part.
Right.
Yeah, DeWine is tied into old money, old family.
For those who don't know, Prescott Bush is actually George W. Bush's dad.
Right.
Yeah, that was a racist right there.
Yeah, I mean, he actually helped fund the Nazi effort when they came here for the Olympics. Prescott Bush held a private party for the run. I mean,
a lot of people don't remember that America itself, as a whole, we were supporting the Nazi Party when they first came about.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't have companies like Volkswagen and you wouldn't have BMW. You wouldn't have, oddly enough, IBM came out of
All
that.
right, 1 mile from Joe Axe.
Do what?
Prescott was buried 1 mile from Joe Axe. That's what he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. Joe Axe is a beast, dude. That dude knows everything. Top-notch researcher, man. Seriously. He's a beast.
Most deaf. Like to have you on sometimes, Joe. You get on the link, say a few words.
Absolutely. We'd love to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, I've known Joe a long time. He's a good dude. And he knows a lot of stuff, man, about lineage and genealogy. And if you ever had any questions concerning any of that, man, he can tell you a lot of stuff.
Yeah, actually, it was you just, a week ago that told, I mean, I always knew that there was a lot of old history in Ohio linked back to the past and all the old money in this country, but I didn't realize that it was so centralized in Columbus itself.
The heart of it all.
And now it makes sense why Ohio is called the heart of it all.
Yeah, because the people don't realize this. Columbus, Ohio has a World Trade Center building. We have one down there. Nobody knows it's there, but it's there. And George Soros has an office in Columbus, Ohio. But there's a lot of celebrity that's tied here. You have the majority of presidents. You have astronauts, inventors. The Wright brothers are from Ohio. Ohio was weird. It was an anomaly because in the days of Broadway in New York, and this is true, look this up. Anybody who's watching, look this up. This is a cool fact. If you went to Broadway and you could show proof that you were from Ohio and you were auditioning for a Broadway part, you could skip the first audition because they just thought because you're from Ohio, you must be naturally talented.
Wow, I didn't know that. It's Pittsburgh. I'm only an hour away from Ohio. I'm only an hour away.
Right?
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Yeah.
I did a lot. Go ahead.
It was a financial center. So if you look at the way that state houses are built around the nation, they're all the same. Go to Google Maps when you have time, and you'll see a very, in stature as far as height, a much smaller building. That'll be your state house. And then it's surrounded by what in every city? Large skyscrapers that belong to banks. They
I
moved
believe that.
after the Midwest. The Midwest in Ohio was one of the ones that started that.
So earlier we were discussing some of the issues of turn down all that screaming some, man. All they're doing is screaming. We don't need to hear that. We can watch what's going on and still understand it without hearing the screaming.
All right. Oh shit, I messed up.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, hold on.
But what was it earlier? We were discussing the topic of what to do about this situation with the Fed and everything, and we were discussing the idea of a flat tax, and it seemed like sometimes it always still went back to somehow the federal government, having some kind of their hand in the coffer, so to speak, and us have to do away with, if we're going to have any kind of taxation of any kind, do away with the federal government taxing the people anyhow to begin with, and keeping the taxes all localized if there's going to be any.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get this back in order.
Yeah, go ahead and figure it out.
Yeah, Jay's a newbie at this.
I'm getting better.
You'll get it, man. It'll be easy as hell. I used to do it split.
Hey, you ain't got the header scrolling across the bottom either anymore.
Hold on 1 second. I'm not on that screen at the moment.
Oh, he's got a banner. He flies down there now. That's actually pretty funny.
So you're talking about the federal government, which is federal headship. This is the idea that each state. So, by the way, state is the wrong term. The Republic of Ohio,
Right.
the Republic of Indiana.
Right.
And these distinctions are important. They may seem
Yeah.
petty, but when you get down to the brass tacks, if you're somebody that says, I have interest in making sure this nation goes in another direction, one that's more pure and honest, something that actually resembles the intended purpose of our nation, then understanding the terms does have relevance. And so a republic is an independent nation state. It's its own entity, and therefore it's afforded its own rights. Federal headship, the idea of it coming out of Western Protestant doctrine, because spiritually, religiously, federal headship comes from God. That's the authority. And the idea is that if you die as a child who hasn't come to Christ, you're under the federal headship or the authoritative protection of God, that you're not going to go to hell. And that's the general idea. That was supposed to be.
Sorry.
No, they're not with us.
I'm sorry about that, bro.
No, you're good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you had to get it going. It's all good. Man, that's a nice looking car.
Right. That's a caddy.
Yeah, it's a caddy with neons. Well done, sir. Representing Ohio well. We don't have anything else to do. There's corn, cows, and alcohol. That's basically it. That's Ohio.
You forgot about the beans, man. You forgot about the beans.
Yeah, we brought those in from somewhere.
You got the soybeans and the meth.
We do have meth. There's a lot of meth. I don't know who's making all that meth.
You can find meth quicker than you can find weed in Ohio.
Oh, I think it's it came off.
Yeah, maybe. You'll have to give it a few minutes to reload, and then you can start it from the beginning.
Yeah.
So the transposed idea of federal headship was that a federal government could be instituted that would protect us in foreign trade and represent us as the trading body, the Federal Trade Commission, to the rest of the world. And they were going to protect us that way. Also, our forts, our military forts, our military installations, all of those will be federal. And then the ports, because that also has to do with trade and defense. So then they were allotted 10 square miles in D.C. to operate. So the District of Columbia is its own entity. It is neither a state nor a republic. The Constitution does not exist in D.C. I know that that's ironic, but they couldn't allow constitutional law where procedurally, federally, they're going to rape it. So the District of Columbia had to be instituted as its own entity within the United States, thusly it is. That's what federal headship gave us. Since then, now you have the FDA. That would be the perfect example of what in the damn hell are you doing? Because that's not the function of our government. They have nothing to do with our food, our drugs, and they shouldn't be administrating any of it.
Right.
Now you have this problem of federal government that is, up everybody's butt and to the left. You'd have no state sovereignty and you have no state rights. That was proven with the War of Northern Aggression. So some people may know that as the Civil War. It wasn't. It was the War of Northern Aggression. It was also the war on states' rights. Those aren't my terms. I didn't give them those terms. I'm repeating from Southern publications that none of you will probably ever have access to, and I'm sorry for that.
Wow.
Yeah, the only thing we would ever have is the ability to talk to somebody who has read those publications, that is from the South, who has family lineage tied to those publications now, because I believe that pretty much all those documents have been destroyed now, haven't they?
Yes. I mean, that's the famous book burnings that they talk about. I mean, those were Southern publications. They weren't burning books from the North. The North was still printing them off of Carnegie's paper. You know,
I know that a lot of people, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what I understand from the quote unquote Civil War, the War of Northern Aggression, was it was all more so an economic war more than it was a war to free the slaves. The whole slaves thing came in, you know, as a last minute thing to try and get people in the North to support the war effort to push their economic policies on the South. There was a bunch of new innovation coming in up north, and they wanted to force the South, which was basically a bunch of big farms, force them to buy their technology from the North.
This was socioeconomic just as much as it was socio-political, just as much as it was international business interest that was involved. So I would just say that in 2020, if anybody thinks you're going to get truth as to any of those events, you're probably in Ohio on crystal meth.
And then we went full circle again.
yeah, right back home. Because you're not going to. History's written by the victors. They're not going to be impartial and be like, well, and here's where we were wrong. Perfect example is the very famous paintings and stamps and posters and billboards, and we can go on, of George Washington with a little tiny boat and a lantern crossing, you know, the river at night, and it was Christmas Eve, and he was violating every law of war. He couldn't even take colonial scouts with him. He only took, because what he was doing was illegal and against all law, all rules of war, which you do need. And we can have that discussion if you want.
Right.
He took Hashashians, assassins that you pay in hash, that they were connected with from the India trade routes that then bore the West India Company, the West India Trading Company. And he had these Hashashians that went on boats on Christmas Eve night and slit the throats of the officers of the British while they slept. First of all, you don't fight in the winter. You never fight in the winter. That just doesn't.
It's cold, man, and people getting angry.
It's nuts. Yeah, you're trying to deal with the elements, and it's going to take enough of your men. Let alone, you don't even shoot at officers in active combat. That goes against the rules of warfare at the time.
Yeah, weren't they still doing the Gentleman's War when that was going on? Weren't they still participating in those rules?
Yes, because it was called the War of Two Brothers. So if you took prisoners and you were torturing them, that was pretty freaking heinous, man. That not that the conditions were good to begin with, but if you were really being, torturous, then I mean that was really bad, really bad. And those are the rights that are afforded to a soldier. If you're an enemy combatant, an insurgent, you're afforded no rights. You have no rights at all. Not by Geneva Convention, not by the law of the land. You're an insurgent. You're not even a citizen, which is a horrible term. Citizen means subject, which means you are subjected to the authority of someone above you. You're not.
And folks, that is why there is no such thing as a sovereign citizen. You're either sovereign or a citizen, one or the other. You cannot be both.
That is absolutely correct. And it was the police who dubbed the phrase sovereign citizen to make an oxymoron out of that movement.
Yes.
When that tells you right there, man, the sovereigns might have been onto something, because the police don't take time to run negative propaganda campaigns against a lot of groups that talk a lot of schmack. The sovereigns, oh yeah, they've invested trainers to go around the entirety of our nation and speak to the police forces about how to handle or deal with sovereigns.
Well, you ever notice when you watch them YouTube videos about sovereigns, how when they interact with the police, 9 times out of 10, every one of them motherfuckers, even if they ain't very knowledgeable on the information that they're giving the cops, still give them enough of the right information that they are still sent right on their way, right down the road, and nothing is done to them because nothing can be done to them.
Right, right. When you are able to assert the law, and that's what makes the sovereigns so dangerous. They are our nation's brain trust. You and I get the nation put back into the hands of the common man and woman. Man, look, we might be good dudes. We might be real nice, but we're not the ones that are cut out for that,
Right.
It's the sovereigns who have read the law dictionaries, know the definitions, and have imparted some of their wisdom on us, but they're the ones that know. They're the ones that can help put the nation back together. That's they're crazy dangerous for that reason. Is this Columbus we're looking at again?
I froze up for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had to fix it. Live video interrupted.
Yep. Old Facebook. They don't like people being past curfew, violating all of the governor's orders.
Wow.
You know why Ohioans aren't afraid to go to jail?
No.
Because we've all been there already.
Wow. There we go. It's back.
This is one of those states, man. You come here on vacation, you stay on probation.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I don't come here on vacation.
Man, I tell you what, though, man. I live in a commonwealth, which a lot of people don't know. They just think it's a regular state. So I think
Now, if I can,
I'm from a commonwealth.
If I can make a suggestion, anybody that ever gets the chance, buy and read this book. I'm sure you've heard of this guy. He's on YouTube, Deets.
I can't see the name.
Murray N. Rothbard.
That does sound familiar.
He has a YouTube channel on there. He's that old white hippie guy who sells the plates to put on your car for free travel and shit like that.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that dude. I like that guy.
He's great.
Yeah,
this is his book.
nice.
And this right here tells you how to assert your rights.
Very nice. Yeah,
I'm going to have to check that book out.
Do what?
I'm going to have to check that book out.
He's got several of them, man, and like I said, you get on his YouTube channel, he'll give you links to his actual web channel or his web page where he sells you all the documentations, the placards to put on your vehicle, the little cards to hand to police officers to where you don't talk to them. They read a card and it basically expresses to them, if you intend on detaining me, then let it be known now that you will be you will basically be sued in a court of law.
I will file on your bond and I will file on your oath.
Yep, and on you personally.
Yeah.
This got my color great. Reset causes a Schwab Bible for 10.
And that's the thing that a lot of people, they give sovereigns a hard time and try and say, this, that, and otherwise. But if more people actually went out and used the information that a lot of these sovereigns are putting out there, you actually utilized it, they would understand that it works. And the more people that use it and use it correctly, then the more of our freedom would start coming back to us, because
I would also put out a word of caution, though. There's a lot of ego in the sovereign movement, and there are people that will steer you in the wrong direction just out of their own vanity, and you've got to be careful.
I mean, there is a lot of people putting misinformation out there. The easiest way to do it is most people that are putting the truth out, it's very easy to do simple research and find if what they're saying is actual truth or not.
Absolutely. Go on to my Facebook page, J.R. Dieter or Junior Dieter, and find a gentleman by the name of Brian Parker. If this is something you're interested in, that dude can send you down the rabbit hole, but it's intense, man. It's intense. That guy is the real deal, and he's helped a lot of people, and He can tell you, and he's got a good crew around him. His name is Brian Parker, and man, it's good luck, good luck.
Now, when I called you earlier, I was wanting you to come on here and talk to these guys more so about I forget what you called it, the papers that you wrote up.
The American Concords?
Yes, talk to them about that a little bit.
All right, cool. Yeah, the Concords that I have to retype are a reflection of the blueprint that we were given as Americans on how to redress our grievances in a way that is very open, as it should be, and also very effective and therefore dangerous. All right, I mean, it is, and it's not because we're a bunch of lunatics. It's because of the time that we're living in. It's a very simple model that says if we as patriots in the United States honestly want to know a few things about ourselves, then here's how we can figure it out. And it's going to take courage, because what we can figure out is nothing short of profound. What we are able to do with this would be written about in every foreign press, especially the ones that want to make our government expose them, So the first thing is the American Concords. A Concord is an agreement. This agreement says that I am somebody that sees, as an American, that I'm living in a place that is maybe a shell of what it's supposed to be. And that's to say that there are things wrong here. And I don't want to be part of that. I want to be part of an effort, something tangible, something that isn't insane, that can put the country back into the hands of the common man and woman, if that's what we were to choose to do. That says we can restore these lands, that we can at least be counted as people that say that is what we stand for. Those are what our efforts are about. So you have the Concord, and it would be one page that you could print out or just have on your phone or whatever. And you could take it to your militia. You could take it to your mom. You could take it to the VFW, AMVETS, Moose Lodge, Oath Keepers, everybody, anybody, black, white, tall, short, skinny, fat, man, woman. And if they agree to this, if this is something that they also feel that in 2020 they've looked around and they've decided for themselves that they're living in a time they don't much appreciate, and they want to be part of something else, something that isn't government at all, something that isn't corporate at all, something that's ours, that whatever it is, that, and I'll get to whatever it is, but whatever it is, that it's ours, that we choose it, that whatever successes or whatever failures there are concerning belong to us. For the very first time since the nation was founded, maybe, that we have something that's tangibly ours, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's how this nation is supposed to be, so why not? Why wouldn't we? The Concord is a piece of paper that says, I am someone to be counted as one. I've discerned it for myself, that I believe this place can be better. And then you see who around you has the same interest. It's not something that you have to sell. The piece of paper is going to state it itself. And if they agree, they agree. If they don't, they don't. And if they agree, then there's going to be some places where online, and hopefully, out here in the 3D world, where we'll be able to say, hey, you can count me as one. You can count me as one. The very first thing that comes up that people say is, well, the cops will know, the FBI will know. Trust me, they already know. And if you're worried about a list, if you're worried about a list, then you don't belong with us. We don't need you. and we appreciate you, staying out of our way and doing what you do. But we have something else that we have to pay attention to. Being open is actually, at this point in the game, when we're out-resourced, when we're outmatched as far as intelligence. I'm not talking about IQ. I'm talking about information. These people know what we buy with discount little cards that we get scanned. All of this going into a database that Edward Snowden talked about, that if at any time the government wants to look for you specifically, then they just pull up your information and say, okay, when they go to the grocery store, these are the things they buy. When they travel, these are the places they go, and they use that to build a profile. Makes it easier to find you. Makes it easier to know where to look. And we're out-resourced. We are outmatched in a lot of different ways. Not always, for sure. But because of that, we have every reason to do this in their face, because logically, and you're looking at two people tonight that were sitting in a room talking about unity between, how is it that, we were asking ourselves, how is it that the militias and the patriots can reach out to the black community in America to let them know that we're not racist? And we saw people in that room go to jail, and some of them are facing life for trying to kidnap and arrest Governor Whitmer of Michigan. And we didn't do that. That's not true. Now, maybe these guys went on and did what the news reports have said, that they had some nefarious plot. We've seen no evidence to that. We know that we were in that room, that all of their news media and everybody says this is where this plot took place. So we know they can lie. We know they will lie. We know that they'll lie for reasons that we're not even aware of. We assume it's political reasons. But if we can go into a room and they'll lie on us like that, and we didn't do that, then doing things in the open makes all the sense in the world.
Check this out. Don't you think it's ironic now that the Republicans are trying to do articles of impeachment for Whitmire? Isn't that ironic? One of this stuff was still going on even when the supposed kidnapping of her. One of this was going on prior to that.
When that alleged kidnapping was taking place, she was actually under, 32 separate state court cases. She had, I think it was 32 indictments that were supposed to be heard at the Michigan Supreme Court.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I got from. It was Bill Knoll from up there. He was the one that told me about it, that she had like 32 active indictments on her that were all in the process of being heard by the Michigan Supreme Court.
Wow. I know
that was during the time of the supposed kidnapping that they were saying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that and on top of it, if you didn't notice, I know you've heard of Steven Crowder, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows who Steven Crowder is.
Yeah.
You do, right, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Well, what you may not know is Steven Crowder's from Michigan. That's where his grandparents and his mom and dad live. So, what's funny is the day before all those guys were arrested, Steven Crowder was up there in Michigan at the State House doing a rally about the fact that Gretchen Whitmer had put all these quote-unquote COVID-19 84 patients in the nursing homes, killing off all the elderly that were sitting in nursing homes.
Same with Mayor Wolf in Pennsylvania. The same thing. They had to put they had to get the National Guard up there to investigate. That was something. Yeah, man. So I didn't know that she was down with that as well. So now we have Como.
Well, yeah. The difference
Mayor
with
Wolf
her though is,
Whitmire.
well, look, the difference.
Hey guys,
with her,
I'll be right.
Okay. The difference with her though is the fact that she only listed a very small percentage of the actual nursing homes, and they were only the nursing homes themselves. You know, the ones that were basically state run or state funded or whatever, like legit nursing homes.
Right.
You know, she didn't put on the list all the retirement homes, the senior living centers, and shit like that.
Right.
Like every other state did. So she only listed a specific number of the nursing homes up there. That way, her numbers for the elderly death count in nursing homes jived up with the rest of the country's numbers. But if you
Right.
take all the homes that she didn't put on that list, her numbers were actually, I think, like 5 or 6 times higher than the rest.
Wow, that's something. So
Well, that's why-
nursing homes, do what they did in nursing homes. It really, really doesn't matter. Oh, there's some independent broadcasters right now with cameras and stuff like that. They're showing up. Well, you know what, man? I am so glad that they're doing this still, man.
This is what Ohio's about, man.
Yeah, on a
And that's-
for real. This right here, y'all, is a peaceful protest. Facebook.
And this is about all these mandates. And speaking of that, while we were watching that, I was looking for updates on Resolution Day, which was last Wednesday,
Right.
in Indianapolis. And this is what we got so far. Speaker of the House Todd Houston says they are working on policy behind the scenes to be presented in January. District 38 Senator John Ford, they left a voicemail and they never got no response back. District 43 Representative Tanya Faith asked for more time to craft a public policy statement. District 69 Representative Jim Lucas says working with Representative Alan Morrison to craft legislation. District 39 Senator Eric Bassler, voicemail, no answer. District 45 Representative Bruce Borders agreed that the emergency powers of Eric Holcomb have been extensive and wrong. Pledges to support this resolution when it comes to vote in January. This one is interesting. District 46 Representative Bob Heaton says that they want to wait and see. He claims that Kurt Nisley, who was the one who wrote the proposal that was being that was going to the House or the General Assembly floor on last Wednesday, says Kurt Nisley never asked for it to be brought to a vote and will make a decision when it comes before the House in January. This information has been cross-checked against major media outlets, including the Northwest Indiana Times newspaper, and there was a call for a vote, and Speaker Houston refused to allow it. So Representative Heaton's statement was false. He lied.
Wow.
Yeah. So right now we got a few active senators and representatives that are trying to help get rid of these draconian orders that are being placed on Indiana. But it looks as though the majority of them are either
Pussies.
they're either not even talking to their constituents or they're putting out false statements. So that means that what you see going on, and this goes for everybody across the country, man. What you see going on right now live in Ohio, this is what everybody in the country should be doing everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
If they won't answer you at the state house, then start going to their own fucking house and protesting right outside their front door. If these Democrats that want to go out and for the last 4 years, put targets on conservatives' heads, want to go out and say, you see a conservative or a Trump supporter, you make a scene and you let them know that they're not welcome here and not wanted here. Well, then maybe it's time we start going and making it very uncomfortable in front of their own fucking front door.
And have a good time doing it with nonviolence. Just protesting, having a good time, and being American and loving our country.
Yeah.
He said that we weren't allowed to dance.
Yeah, he did. I read that. That was Stupid as shit.
Yeah, the
You weren't-
Ohioans were like, really, dude?
Go DJ. Where's my DJ?
But they're out there dancing right in front of his house.
Doing the
Yeah.
Macarena.
Hey, when they told us we couldn't have church here in Ohio, we went to the state house and had church on the state house lawn.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is great. I mean, dude, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I was at a meeting at my job, and my job was actually telling us how to celebrate Thanksgiving. Really. I mean, they were telling us how, and then, like, I'm sitting there saying, so you got to wear your mask under your nose, over your nose. And I'm asthmatic, right? And I sat there, I looked at her, I go, well, what if you're asthmatic? I said, well, you have to still put on your nose. I looked at her and I was like, have you ever experienced asthma? And she said, no. I said, well, let me explain it to you. I go, when I have it over my nose, my chest gets like tight. Makes me want to cough and like I can't breathe. You know what her answer was? Then wear a face shield. I was like, I looked at her like she was crazy.
You should have just walked up and donkey punched her right in the fucking chest.
No. It was at my job. As I said, they basically winded up firing me because I was too smart for them. You know what I'm saying? On the for real, which wasn't even smart. So it was just common sense. So I looked at her. They made up a lie. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't it. It was just I made him look like a fool in front of every single employee. I wasn't trying to. I just wanted my question asked.
Oh, you didn't respect her authority.
But anyways, I sat there. I go, well, give me the scientific significance of a face shield. What will that do compared to a mask? You know what her answer was? Better something than nothing. And I looked at her like she was crazy. I'm like, I think that made her upset. I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't say nothing else. I was like, okay. You know, and I think that made her mad, but it was like an instant reaction because I was just in shock that she gave me. I mean, she could have gave me a better answer than that. Did not make. Well, there was no better answer, but that answer right there was totally a motherfucking no-go. You feel me? And I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So I was too smart for my own good.
Isn't that a strange irony? So there's a sickness going around that supposedly affects your breathing, and the people in our society who have pre-existing breathing problems are the ones that are treated like shit the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
If you think about it, what's even more ironic is, like you said, we have a supposed illness going around that affects your breathing, and they want you to put something over your face that inhibits your breathing.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, man.
It's like, and then there was this one dude, right? And he's a friend of mine. I think he's a complete fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I mean, well, I'm not sorry, but I feel sorry. I'm not sorry, but I feel sorry for him, right? And I was sitting there talking, well, you ain't wearing a mask? You know that COVID's out there? And I was like he made it sound like COVID was like the fucking boogeyman.
Because it is the invisible enemy.
You know what I mean? I'm like a boogeyman, like he's out there, like, oh, COVID's going to get you if you don't wear a mask. I mean, because that's the way it sounded like a little. It sounded like something I hear when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and this is a grown ass man. You know what I mean?
Well, look, think about this for a second. It's like I said last night on Mo's stream. If you think about it, I don't even think this the COVID 1984 is even real to begin with. It's nothing more than what I just said, a con. Okay,
right.
Because it's what happened to the yearly flu and cold and pneumonia.
Oh,
we used to have
the COVID pneumonia. Tell them about that one last night.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Tell them about that one. That was funny.
Have you heard about that?
No.
Somebody on there said that what was it? His mom or dad or some shit, girlfriend, something. Somebody was on there and they said that they were diagnosed with COVID pneumonia.
That's a new one, so look out for that one on the news. We're the second to tell you about that. You know what I'm saying? That later on in January, what's today's date? I'll do a damn Bongino. It says November 19th, 2020. The next big thing is COVID pneumonia. That's going to be the title of the second wave.
I believe it may be the 20th today.
Yesterday was the 20th. That is. Oh yeah, it isn't tomorrow yet. So yeah, you're right. Today is the 20th.
At 11:18 a.m. Noted on this show. All right, COVID pneumonia is going to be all over the news. And if it comes up, I am going. Wait. What's the time date? Hour and 6 on this one. I'll say at the 1 hour mark. This is marked at the 1 hour on this show. I'm writing that shit down as we speak. Okay. So when COVID pneumonia comes on NBC, CBS, ABC, MSDNC, and Fox, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to say, told you so. You know what I'm saying? For real. Because that's the next thing. COVID pneumonia, man. You know, COVID motherfucking pneumonia. I can't believe they even said that shit.
Yeah, no, I don't think anything is beyond the pale at this point for them. And
right.
I would just like to remind people that, for a lot of us, when we were a kid and we went to the doctor, he'd say, well, can't do anything for you. You got the flu. It's a virus. You gotta wait it out.
Gotta go home and sweat that shit out, man.
Give you some eomycin and Ventolin. A few days later, you'd be all right.
Yeah, I mean, there was he wasn't going to give you pills for it. He wasn't going to give you amoxicillin or anything. And he would tell you, because it's a virus, right? Well, how in the hell did that change? We have had a vaccine for the flu that I don't know, how much people know about this, but the vaccine you get in 2020 is derived from the flu virus that went around in 2019, and it's typically because it takes a year to create a vaccine. So, and it's not a true vaccine anyway. These vaccines are poison. They have formaldehyde. They have mercury. They have aborted fetal cells. Yeah, so it's injecting poison into you that is absolutely toxic, and it's a lie, obviously. And that's why you can get a free shot, because, you have enemies. You have real enemies. The virus won't do, if you wear a mask, you are harming yourself. You're not doing anything for anyone around you. Virus doesn't work that way. 6 feet doesn't mean anything.
Here we go. If you want to get vaccinated if you want to take your vaccine for the flu and all that, take a big gulp glass of water from Ferguson. What was it? Ferguson, Missouri, or something like that, or wherever it's at, or Ferguson, and drink that shit.
Yeah.
You might as well.
Water from fucking Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, Flint, Michigan. That's what I meant. Not Ferguson. Flint, Michigan. That's what I meant. Joe Biden moment. There's Flint, Michigan. Take a big gulp glass full of that shit. All right, there you go.
COVID will show up to your body after that and die of depression.
Because you're injected mercury inside of it. But then they gotta fix Flint, Michigan's water. How in the fuck would you take mercury out of fucking water, dude? Do you know the elemental properties of mercury? You know how hard that would be?
That's definitely not happening. That's
right. The water's fucked, man. Stop bitching about it. You might as well import the shit or drink it and take your risks. Either or, man.
They've put Flint in such a bad spot that now the restaurants, when you go there, they have osmosis filtration systems, that I'm sure the filters need changed on. And they can afford that. The people, the only time they can get a decent glass of water is when they go and pay $4, for a cup of water. You wouldn't believe when you go into Flint how many people order water to drink. You go anywhere else, it's pop, it's beer, it's whatever. No, it's water. A lot of people drinking water, and it's the way they've changed everything and all of that. I think that's a good
How you doing, Angelina?
I think that's a good microcosmic example for the rest of the nation.
Well, I'm gonna read something real quick, man. That has to do. I've already shared this with you, Jeremy. It's this is off of the CDC's 2019 novel coronavirus. Where's it at? Novel coronavirus real-time diagnostic panel. It's like a 59-page PDF that is right on the CDC website. After I'm done reading this, I will actually post a link for this right there on his live chat. That way you can go through it yourself. But on page 29, under performance characteristics of the coronavirus, it says in analytical performance, limit of detection. Limit of detection studies determine the lowest detectable concentration of 2019 novel coronavirus, at which approximately 95% of all true positive replicates test positive. The limit of detection was determined by limiting dilution studies using characterized samples. The analytical sensitivity of the RPT PCR assays contained in the CDC 2019 novel coronavirus real-time diagnostic panel were determined in limit of detection studies, since no qualified virus isolates of the 2019 novel coronavirus are currently available. Now, that statement that I just made right there is what is really important. Since no qualified virus isolates of the 2019 novel coronavirus are currently available. What that's saying is there is no real world actual sample of the novel coronavirus. They have no real sample strain. It says assays designed for the detection of the 2019 novel coronavirus RNA were tested with characterized stocks of in vitro transcribed full-length RNA of known titer spiked into a diluent consisting of a diluent consisting of a suspension of human and A49 cells and viral transport medium. Basically, what they're saying is they made this shit up synthetically, because they don't actually have a real sample of the novel coronavirus. That's right. All these tests are coming back as false positives or false negatives, because they never had a real sample to base the test off of. You have to have a control in any of this stuff. If you don't have a control,
can you post this on can you give me a screenshot?
I said I put the link on your live stream or on your live chat here in a minute. I just wanted to read it. I mean, and this is important because they're admitting on this thing that there's no real actual physical anything of this. They have no real sample, no live sample anywhere. They have created one, and this is all. If you want my uneducated opinion, all the coronavirus is your common cold, your flu, your pneumonia. But instead of calling it pneumonia or the cold or the common flu, now they're telling you got coronavirus.
Oh my God! Do I got corona?
Because if you think about it, they're not showing you any real proof or data. All you're doing is going by someone's word that has a fucking a degree that says that he has the right to tell you that what's wrong with you.
Right. I mean, yeah. So everybody, take your blame masks off. Say take the flu like a man, because I haven't heard shit about the flu since it got cold. Nothing about the flu. Nothing about pneumonia. Nothing about the
I mean, where's it at?
Nothing about the regular things.
I mean, think about this. They're saying that all you got to do is look at this logically. First, we were told that 2 million people were going to die from this, and then the death count, and they started pumping up the death death rate, the numbers every day on TV. And then when the death rate didn't reach the numbers that they wanted, they stopped talking about the death rate and they started talking about the infections. Well,
now
then
the infections are everywhere.
they started talking, then no, they aren't. Listen, then with the infections, they expected those to reach a certain level. And when those weren't reaching a certain level like they were supposed to, they started talking about the cases. The reason why they're talking about cases now is because they don't need no proof at all about cases. Cases, don't look. If you got someone that comes in and they test positive for COVID, they can add a minimum of 16 cases to that one COVID positive infection that they got.
Mm-hmm. And then they have to go through all your. Then they want to sit there and backtrace all your friends and everybody that you've been with. Then you sit there, you lose your job, or if you sit there and disagree with the logic, they don't sit there and make up some sort of excuse. You know what I'm saying? And then get rid of you because you don't fit the narrative. That's cool.
What the hell?
That's cool. I mean, they really want you to think that you're dumb, and I says no. I mean, you want me to be a wolf like you because I'm definitely not a sheep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I go. You're wolves. You know what I'm saying? You want me and you know how I feel about that though. You know what I'm saying? I go. There's no you can't call people sheep when sheep's of high esteem inside the Bible. They're wolves. And it's crazy. I wonder what the popos are doing over there.
What's going on with the police here in the video, dude?
Yeah.
Did DeWine finally get his army out there? Is his SS?
It looked like they picked up a knife off the ground, man.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that that's what it looked like.
I didn't
Call
see
him up and listen and see if there's any word.
I am.
About it.
Man, the police are just chilling, man. They're just chilling and bullshitting. They don't want to be there themselves.
Yes, dude, that's hilarious. Are those is that state highway patrol? Someone needs to remind them that it's not a highway.
All you got to do the link that I put on there, I put 2 links. All you got to do is copy and paste them and put them in your search bar, and those are the links for the CDC paperwork that I just was talking about.
Okay, let me cut this volume.
I can't hear you, man. You're talking, Jeremy, and nobody can hear you.
I wasn't talking, bro. I was muted.
Oh.
All right. Where'd you put it?
Oh, that's what I was looking at. Never mind. I was looking at the back. Looking at the YouTube. Never mind. I'm all fucked up.
Where'd you put it? Where did you put it at?
I put it on the main chat.
I don't have it.
It's on the main chat.
I'm on Joe Axe, Be Ready, and all them cats. I don't see it.
Yeah, it's under Trailer Hood Voodoo Ninja. www.fda.gov/media/1349.
It won't let me.
You got it. You got
I
it.
don't see it.
I see it.
Damn, I don't. It's on the main chat, right?
Yeah, if you actually go to the YouTube stream itself.
Oh, okay. You didn't tell me that.
Well, I thought that's what the main chat was. That's the only way I can use the main chat. Otherwise, I'm private chatting only. I can't make comments from the studio. I got to actually go to your actual live feed.
Okay. Hold on. I'm getting there. I'm going in because I can see it from here, but I'm trying to look here on YouTube. Wow. Wait a second.
Twisted Tats in the chat used to live on the west side. I used to live off
You
of
know
Hague.
what? You know what? They didn't put it on there. Wow. I don't see it, bro.
Even when you go to the YouTube, because I see it.
I'm on the YouTube. I don't see it.
I see it.
I don't. Look. I'll show you that I'm on there. Wow. You see, I just went up there.
Did you guys see that Governor Whitmer
Stick it
signed
inside.
both the
It is going.
Stick it inside my stick it inside my the private chat. Copy it from where you are and put it inside a private chat. I'll try to get it from there.
Okay, that's fucking insane. What'd you say,
Wow.
Jeremy?
I'm not sure. I distracted myself. Who's
Joe
who?
Biden.
Yeah. Yep.
He had a Joe, he had a Joe Biden moment.
Whose stream are we watching here?
This is I forget.
Misty.
Probably one of your friends, Jeremy.
Oh, I'm sure it's on my Facebook somewhere. I'm not sure if I'm allowed back on Facebook. Oh, it's 11:30. Yes, I am.
Oh, did you get banned?
Yeah, dude, I get banned a lot.
What did you get blocked for this time?
I don't know, they never actually tell me that, dude. Like everyone
Me
always.
neither anymore, man. I just get told the blank. You get the blanket violated a community standard with a list, and when you click on the list, it just goes blank.
No, dude, no, I don't even get that. I just get this is how long you're banned for, and that's it.
Okay, here we go. All right, I got it.
No, man. The last time that I got banned, I got banned for violating community standards. All right. They had a list of violation times by date, and then when I clicked the link to see what the violation was, it said that there was error loading.
All right, this is the actual CDC 2019 novel coronavirus real-time RT-PHC diagnostic panel for emergency use only, which Facebook, right, and YouTube will not let y'all see. All right, will not let y'all see, and we have it, and they may kick me off.
I literally.
But I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, Zuckerberg. I just want to put that
I
out.
literally posted that right there in the fucking live chat, and
All right, where was it? Where was it at? What page?
39 or 49.
Angelina's down off 104 in Hague. Everybody's
limited quality control. Limited 38.
Dude,
38.
it's insane that they're not letting me post CDC links on YouTube. I mean, isn't that what they Jeremy, isn't that what all these tech platforms are saying, is that we're supposed to go by the information given to us by the CDC and the World Health Organization and the Department of Health.
Instant pop-ups and all that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
but if you actually post a link to real documentation from their website, they won't let you see it.
Makes sense. I mean, it's 2020.
That's insane.
Blanket explanation for all of the shenaniganry.
Hey, did you see the shit where Zuckerberg had basically at the Senate hearing last week had said that he was fighting voter fraud and misinformation, basically with voter fraud and misinformation?
Man, I'm seeing a lot of 614 people in here, man. I appreciate all the.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, guys.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you very much. Please subscribe.
Yes, absolutely. We're on here at least 2 or 3 nights a week, man.
Yeah, let me show some local love here. Angelina said she could throw a rock at Buckeye Steel. They've been poisoning us down that way for generations, and she's absolutely right, because Buckeye Steel did not have to abide by any environmental protection agency orders at all, ever. And when they finally, I don't know if you noticed, when they finally closed the door, everyone went to work, dude, and they showed up to locked gates, and they didn't even get their last paycheck. It was messed up. Yeah, man, and they got away.
My cat wanted to say hi. He has no. He's mad because he don't got no attention.
Oh man, that's how cats are.
Yeah.
Love on that cat.
Yeah. Just jumped
Yeah,
right in my lap.
these are folks: Twisted Tats, Angelina Jones, Joe Axe. These are folks. They're saying here where they've lived, and I'm telling you, these are people that know how to live. These are people that when you're in the city like that, when you're in the city in these places where they're talking about, you get to see city life, and it's different out there. It's different out on the west side, man. It's not the same. The west side's always been just a little bit more, or maybe a lot of bit more at times. And
Right.
Are you saying it's like the South End of Lima?
these are folks that have lived and they know, like
Mhm.
the stuff we're talking about, they get it. I think that's a good audience, man.
Oh
Right.
yeah, most def, most def. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming. All love to you and your families.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you got.
I'm racist because of my cat's black.
I'm a former Ohio boy myself, man. I just moved over here to Indiana, about a year ago, Deets?
I think so.
And me and Jeremy, we just we've been in the same mutual circle for a little while. Never really knew each other personally, knew of each other. Just kind of got connected by chance this year.
Yep. When the feds decided we were, or our friends at least were, well, I guess us too, because of the article, but we're all a bunch of domestic terrorists, and
Angelina Jones coming on there. How you doing?
Yeah, because we believe in
I'm
freedom.
good. I'm good.
all right.
Hey,
Most
what's up,
def.
young lady?
Yeah, I lived in Columbus for 45 years, born and raised in the South End. I always
Oh,
call it the forgotten part of town because
yeah,
that's where all the look, Buckeye Steel, Georgia Pacific, Capital Resin, all these places were poison factories.
yep.
Everybody from my neighborhood, I was born at 104 in Groveport, that little old neighborhood right across from Buckeye Steel. They
Gee.
forgot about all those people.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're talking about. You
Yeah.
guys ended up, they had, I think that neighborhood and then one down the road, both, they had problems with the soil and they had problems with the level of the land when
Oh,
they
yeah.
wanted to develop more.
Yeah, my parents have owned the same property right there in the South End since the early 50s.
Wow.
And nobody ever leaves the neighborhood. I still own the property there in the neighborhood. And I would say 75% of the people from that neighborhood have had at least one form of cancer. I myself am a 2-time cancer survivor. And
God bless you.
yeah, the city just doesn't even think about those people. They never come. The roads are never fixed. There's no sidewalks in our neighborhood. People live if they do have jobs, they live paycheck to paycheck. It's never enough. But the majority of them have to have assistance because there's nothing there.
That sounds like the South End of Lima, man, because that's where they got a Husky Oil Refinery.
Yeah.
Well, during World War II, when we had to make a war machine again, if you go to the South End where she's talking about, and then just go a little bit east, 2 of the major steel factories for our part that was connected to Pennsylvania were right there in the middle of the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So those were targets.
Wow.
And she lived at ground zero. She lived at ground zero from impact.
Oh, absolutely. If you turn on tap water, the tap water comes out green. They've
Well, that's how
never
they go to
fixed
South End of Lima because of the oil refinery, man. It's sitting right there, right on the south neighborhood. It starts right on 4th Street.
I remember in the early 90s, literally opening our front door, and we had a purple haze where Capital Resin had exploded and put a purple ash all through the neighborhood. Yeah. You never even seen a story about it on the news. It's just like those were people that were dispensable and they didn't care.
Columbus has a lot of history of old money, long corruption, and no care for anybody but their own interests and their own selves.
Absolutely. And even though it's supposedly a Republican state, it's all rhino run.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Right.
all elephants and rhinos.
The rhinos. I think rhinos are basically, Democrats and Republicans. They're all fucking bunch of fucking idiots, man. None of them care.
Oh, not a bit. Like I said, our neighborhood ourselves, like I said, I know for a fact at least 75% of the people have suffered from some type of cancer.
I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew, especially as that live feed was going, man, that, even though I'm over here in Indiana, we in Indiana support you, I'm an Ohio native and shit, that's where I got my feet wet, in the whole patriot movement or 3%er movement or, constitutionalist movement, whatever you want to call it. That's where I started learning the process of going out and speaking to my elected officials and trying my best to hold them accountable for the shit they aren't doing.
Right.
Ohio was one of the first places on lockdown, and now we're right back to it. He has a curfew on us. It's ridiculous.
Hey,
Well,
man,
it looks like it ain't doing no good.
The thing
No,
is, they already told us
they
this
didn't
was
keep
gonna
us
happen.
locked. They tried to keep us locked down the first round. We all ignored it. Same thing here. The only place you ever really see people wear masks is in the big box stores. Everybody's out doing their thing. What are they going to do? Arrest everybody?
Right, right.
Right. In the
Hey,
chat.
dude,
Excuse me for 1 second. I gotta go pay the water bill.
all right. I was in Walmart the other day, man, and one of their door greeters, I walked in with me, the wife, the 2 kids, and none of us had masks on. He's like, hey, buddy, if you ain't got a mask, I got one over here. I looked at him and said, no, don't need one. I don't wear face diapers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look,
In the chat, Twisted said he was talking about the projects down on Walnut Glen, and Joe Axe said, I got weed on Fifth Street.
I hate to say it, you probably brought it from one of my relatives.
Yes. Hilarious. I may have bought weed off of some of your relatives, just for the record.
I said I went to Marion Franklin High School, which is probably one of the worst high schools in the city. It's, I said, and you're exactly right. People
Hey,
from
thanks,
that end of
Warrior.
town.
Thanks, Pro Life Warrior. He went to go pay his water bill real quick. He'll be back on here in a second, but we appreciate it. And by all means, stop back by.
Columbus might not have the reputation of some of the bigger cities, but it's a crazy place.
It has all the same problems of any major metropolis, whether it's, ridiculous gang stuff that ends up where they get real mad at each other every now and again and decide to kill each other a whole bunch. And
Oh yeah,
then you have the cop shootouts and
since the first lockdown, since coronavirus first came out, violence in Columbus has increased 375%, and not just regular violence, like murders on the street.
Yeah, that's what everybody's not talking about. If you really want to get serious about this, they want to talk about this, this inflated death count, this made-up death count, which is basically just the normal deaths we would be going through on a yearly basis anyhow. Nobody wants to sit and talk about the mental health and all the suicides and the domestic violence and shit that's on a major rampant right now because people are being forced to stay indoors and they're being forced not to have any kind of social interaction with anybody, and no social interaction with people, that really messes with a person's mind.
100%.
But they don't want to talk about the real issues that they're causing with this, man. And those are the real health issues. And then the doctors and there have been thousands now, not just hundreds, thousands of doctors that have come out talking about how this whole COVID 1984 scam is just that, a scam.
Well, I can tell you, I have diabetes, I have psoriasis, and I take a shot once a month that suppresses my immune system.
Well, hell, you should be dead then.
Yeah, my husband owns a furniture moving company, and he's considered an essential worker, which means he not only goes in your house, but he touches every single thing that you own. And guess who hasn't got the corona yet?
Right.
We don't wear masks. We don't worry about it. We do our thing. And neither one of us has gotten sick yet. Now, knock on wood, hopefully it never happens. But statistically, I should already be dead.
Now, I'm here to tell you that I honestly believe that with these tests that they're giving people, that they are putting something in them.
Well, I am not taking a vaccine. I am not doing it.
Well, you know,
I-
states are trying to force ramped up. They're trying to force and ramp up mandatory testing on people now.
Well, good luck with that. Nobody's going to force me to do anything.
You know, that's like, you know, why they're, you know, this is my theory on why they're pushing a second lockdown now, because they've been touting this vaccine that, you know, like in Indiana, what is it, AstraZeneca or some shit like that. Some one of them companies. They have actually came to Indiana and they have solicited, what was it, like 100 or 200,000 Hoosiers over here to volunteer as vaccine trial subjects. All right. And they're trying to have this done and a working vaccine no later than, from what I understand, I think it's early February. It is when they want to have it done. And if you look at it like this, they're trying to force another permanent shutdown. If Biden, which I do believe Biden is actually going to get sworn in, whether we like it or not, you know, but Biden gets sworn in. He's already said that he's going to executive order a federal lockdown. And if there is a lockdown, think about it. If they do that and then they push for to use the military to push these vaccines on people, it's a whole lot easier for them to find where you are if you're being forced to stay quarantined in your home.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You guys see all this traffic
Yeah.
Where you at?
at midnight? It's the end of my street, dude.
That's a whole lot of traffic, man.
Nobody cares what DeWine says, dude.
Well, that's how it is here in fucking Muncie, dude. Nobody gives a shit. Everybody's out doing their thing, but they all wear their fucking ritual shame muzzles.
Same here.
Yeah. I come out here once a night after curfew just to see if there's any cops that want to chat.
Hey, dude, you'll find this funny. So last weekend, I was up at Walmart, and while I was out, I wanted to get some donuts. And since we're new to the area, I don't know where any good local bakeries are. But Walmart, you know how they've started their new Black Friday sale fucking program where they just randomly put shit out on the floor. Well, they started that last Saturday, and there were like 5 or 6 or 7 cops in there doing security, Muncie police officers. So without even thinking about it, dude, I didn't even realize what I was doing, and until I got right up there and it started coming out of my mouth. I saw 2 cops. I was like, "Hey, is there any way that you guys could point me in the direction of a good bakery where I can get some donuts around here? Because I don't want to get them from Walmart." And they both just kind of looked at me all funny for a minute. And after I said it, I realized, oh shit, yeah, I just asked 2 cops where to find donuts.
I want to eat some donuts, man. Dude.
Hey, they were good sports about it, man. They sent me to the best fucking donut place I've ever been in my life.
I have to be careful walking down there because the deer around here like to move this time of night. And the deer are also on crystal meth around here. They will run your ass over.
Yes, they will.
Hey, dude, be glad all you got is deer, man. We got to deal with deer and Amish.
Dude,
I don't know what's worse.
Man, I'm dealing with field mice, man, with my cat catching them all the time.
Oh, man. Field mice are horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I find them alive. I find them dead. And my cat sits at the door and waiting for them. Or wherever, you know what I'm saying? Just waits for them.
I
He's
had,
just his gifts.
I had a mouse problem in my house for about 3 months, and then I found their nest.
No, it's not in my house. They come in.
Well, that's what happened. Some got in my house, and they ended up fucking and starting a nest, and I found them. And now I ain't got no mice because I fucking genocided the shit out of all them little babies.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get that glue, man.
Hey.
I might get some tomorrow.
Mice life matters.
No, they don't.
Oh, my cat loves them. And their dumbasses still be coming in knowing I have a fucking cat. Imagine if I didn't have a cat. You know, I mean, shit, I'd be infested with them. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. We get them little ground moles here.
Those ain't so bad, man, because those you can just fucking drop kick out the front door. They don't even see you coming.
I live
Yeah.
beside a school with a big field, and they come from the field. But I got four cats. They don't make it past the front door.
Right, right.
Hey, I'll be right back, Jay.
All right. Man, that was pretty good. My cousin sent over some pulled pork. It's actually really good. You know what I'm saying? Did a good job on it. Yeah, I gave you a shout out on my channel. Your pulled pork is lovely. I'm gonna make me another sandwich. Not
I'm
now.
jealous.
Huh?
I'm jealous.
Oh no, he got me like no, you know those what you call it, those big those cottage cheese, like the pint size one.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. He put it inside. He put it inside one of those little pint cottage cheese containers.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So I got.
I got a hypothetical scenario type question for you guys. You ready?
Yep.
All right. So, uh, we actually in the land of whatever we personally get to decide. Uh, People like Nancy Pelosi, Ilhan Omar, Newsom, obvious traitors to America, criminal enemies.
Right.
We get to decide where they go to prison and for how long. And when it comes to, say, Nancy Pelosi, what would you do with her?
Wait.
Rest of
Say.
the fucking life.
Wait. Say again. I was I got hit by All right. Yeah. What's her name? Pro Life invited me on her channel. Uh,
No, she was giving you a shout out, I think.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. I'll say in about a half an hour. We'll go on for another half an hour and go see Pro Life on her channel. You know what I'm saying?
But
About
Jeremy, if I was to tell you what I would do with Nancy Pelosi, I'd have the feds at the door again.
But you
You'd
know,
have to-
I give her credit where it's at. I bet you, like when she was actually young, she was pretty good looking.
No,
yeah. When she was younger, she was beautiful.
no, she
Absolutely.
wasn't. All her fucking horrible, evil nastiness.
I'm just saying in generalization. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying. If I was young and dumb, you know what I'm saying, the way I was, and I'd probably be in line to hit Kamala Harris, because I was bad when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? I go shoot. And don't say you wouldn't either, man. You know what I'm saying? You
Oh, I
would
was
have.
a horrible kid, dude. If I was able, like, if I was a politically driven child and had the capability of an adult, they'd have been screwed.
Hmm.
I'd have come up with all kind of inventive ways to harass politicians.
I think when it comes to politicians, we should bring back public execution.
Mm. She would have never been a politician if I would have hit her. You know, she would never.
Chat said what to go with what you guys were saying earlier that child suicide is up too.
Right.
So it's not just violent crimes. It's suicide, and it's suicide. I believe I saw this either yesterday or the day before. It's the ages are really disturbing, in between the ages of 10 and 14.
Yeah, it skyrocketed, like almost fucking triple.
Why are 10-year-olds killing themselves? That's very disturbing.
Because, look, dude, these 10 and 11-year-old and 13-year-olds, they've been pulled out of their norm. They're not allowed to go do anything, and now they're stuck with all their interaction being on social media.
and they don't like it. You can't let them
Everybody
go
knows
outside
how
and play.
everybody knows how toxic social media is for our kids.
I mean, can we also talk about a failed set of parental units, or at least one failed parental unit? I mean, this is,
Well, I'll give you that.
and I'm not putting it all on the parents, because I understand there are good parents out there. Their children do go through horrible things, and the parents are caught off guard. I get that. I do.
They took away ass whoopings.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They took away ass whoopings, which that's why I don't have no kids because I'd be in jail.
Well, how much of this do you guys believe has to do with the loss of American culture? Because when you say, they took away ass whoopings, that was part of American culture.
Thank you, battery powered.
The principal could whoop your ass, person in the neighborhood, if they
Right.
saw you doing wrong.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember when I was a kid, if I fucked up, every house I went by on my way home, if they knew me, I got smacked upside the fucking head.
So how much of this do you think is goes really to the heart and the core of losing American culture?
Well, if you look at part of Black Lives Matter and Antifa's mission statement, destroying American culture is one of their number one priorities.
Now, why would that be? What importance does it have? First of all, it takes a very long time to cultivate two things for sure. One is language, the other is culture. So when you are in a culture, when you are part of a culture that has traditions such as Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of this, the maintenance of those things and the importance of those things was really stressed on a lot of parents' generation, grandparents' generation, things like that. And then you start to see that erosion happen. Now you see it where it's just blatant, where it's just, F Christians, F Christmas, F America, F American culture. Why? Why is culture so important? Well, you said it, where they took away ass whoopings, when that's part of the culture.
Took away God, prayer in schools,
yeah,
one nation under God.
Keep
Most
going.
kids can't even recite the pledge today.
Yeah, and why would they? It's oppressive, right? Critical race theory. It's oppressive. It's the oppressor's creed and motto that you swear allegiance to them, and they're taught to hate their own nation. It's like like Bill Cosby had said years ago. It's like raising a nation of your own immigrants. These people don't even like it here, and they want to fundamentally change it. But the thing is they're born here, and you're taught this by U.S. Department of Education. You're taught this by inundation through that department and television, radio, newspaper, billboards, magazines, books. It's all around us. We're permeated. We're saturated because, again, our enemies are the ones they're the gatekeepers right now. And it's that isn't because we're weak, and it's not because we're dumb. We acquiesced our rights because it was true acquiescence. We didn't know, we didn't know that we were giving away our rights. They took advantage of our civil living moral standard. We look at a society that isn't honest, right? Our food, it has stuff in it. It's weird. It isn't honest. Our education isn't honest. Our news isn't honest. Our politicians aren't honest. You and I are. We're the ones that are held to an honest standard. We can't go to our job and tell, our employees to destroy 30,000 cell phones and not expect to be in jail. We are held to the honest standard. We have to live honest lives, but they make a mockery of us. They don't give a shit about that standard. Police are the first ones to know how much the law is a joke. That's the truth. Mm-hmm. Police, judges, prosecutors, lawyers, they all know.
And then the families of them are the seconds.
And they see the caste system as well, where based upon what you know and who you know, you will be treated differently. Based upon how much money you have, you will be treated differently. And you can walk into court guilty as sin, but if you're a billionaire, you're walking out. Everybody knows it. It doesn't have anything to do with justice. These are all signifiers to every single American, things that we're all aware of. We know they raise the price of the groceries when welfare recipients get their money. We know that. Why would they do that? That doesn't represent you. That doesn't represent your love, your honesty, your compassion, the moral standard and the character that we're held to and that we try to give to our children. You know, again, part of the culture. And you're seeing its importance, that doesn't represent us. It represents, who would do that to you? Just ask yourself very simply, would your friend treat your countrymen and women that way, or would your enemy? And it's very simple. If you look at it like a schoolyard, you know, how would they treat you? Is that friend, is that enemy? And you see what it is. So you've lost your nation, and now you're losing the remnants of what it used to be, and now you're losing it at neck break speed. And as long as there's, you know, hatred between us, and we have all of this division, you know, here in America, they know we cannot succeed because they're scared to death of us. They're scared to death. Think about all the things that I just named, right?
I think it ain't scared. I think it's a straight out hate.
Well, there is, but you have to.
What you're saying is true. They are scared to
fear us greatly, because if they didn't, they would not use everything that was aforementioned: the television, the radio, the newspapers, the billboards, the magazines, and the books. They wouldn't go to those links. There's no way. All the way down to you have complete control of all mass media, and now your narrative is so shitty, your agenda is so piss poor that you have to manipulate its advance everywhere you go, whether it's an election or a lie on television or a song, whatever it is. They have to cajole it. And now we see where they're deleting people's, all the way down to people's private accounts. Let me tell you something. That is fear-driven, and fear-driven only. They are scared to death of us because our narrative keeps winning, no matter how small, how much they try to relegate us and minimalize our efforts. They lose. Every time we get a free chance to speak, they fucking lose. And they're scared. They're scared. That's fear, brother. That's fucking fear. I'm telling you. They have no choice but to be scared of us, because think about their ramifications. Think about what happens to them if you and I know how much wealth is in this nation, and all of a sudden we got to get a budget and got to see, and we saw how much of it was being stolen from us. If we saw the level of their betrayal, whether it was with pharmaceutical companies or our own food supply chains or whatever it is, they know damn well we wouldn't put them in the prison, we'd put them under it. And they deserve it. They have every right to be fearful of us.
Okay, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, they should be scared of our unity, because there isn't a standing army in the world that could stand against the armed patriots of America, and they know it. Because if we stand, think of all the people that'll stand with us.
Oh yeah, especially with these other countries, man, which were behind us in our fight, man. That's amazing.
Well, and the eyes of the world are on America, whether we wanted that or not, whether we want to recognize it or not. That is the reality. And let me tell you, from Montenegro to Barcelona to Germany to England to Australia to France, most of them are protesting and rioting. You got to remember, it's illegal for them to protest. That is a right afforded almost exclusively in America.
Right.
And it's one of our fundamentals, and these other countries don't even fucking consider it. You know, we're unique in the world, man. In England, there's no freedom of speech. You can't go into London and sing. You'll get arrested. You can't go into London and quote who they say is the greatest Brit to ever live, the greatest Englishman to ever live, Winston Churchill. If you were to go into London in the public square and quote Winston Churchill, you'll be arrested.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we're unique in the world. We set the tone for damn near everything, whether it's an airline system or governance, whether it's the infrastructure of highways. Everybody has emulated the United States, and they still try to emulate our FAA and can't do it. We set the tone. We still set tones in this world. You know, all that
Wow.
the most important building in Dubai was built by English architects.
Oh yeah, I told about Dubai too. I'm like, yeah, I was like, why is Dubai the only Middle Eastern city that's not messed with?
Well, there you go. So,
Mm-hmm.
well, unless you're the Mossad, because everybody saw what they did in Dubai. But
Yeah.
you know, they're just assassins. They can do that anywhere. But uh, you know, the fact is two things for sure. We're living in a volatile time. However entertaining it is, it's still volatile. And uh, man, look, the future generations. If you
If
think
we
the
have
eyes
them.
of the world are on us and the future generations won't be, anybody who believes that is dead wrong. And I believe that harkens to your importance. If you're somebody listening or if you're on this panel, I do not believe that you are here during this time by coincidence. I do not believe that. I believe that you have been taught to buy into your weakness and you have been devalued. You have been taught how to devalue yourself and your neighbors and your family, and those things are not true. Your strength lies in your ability to come together with people, not in a perfect unity, but in a unity that's real, that says, I'll accept you for who you are, you accept me for who I am, and we will do this together. That's what we're born out of. That's who we are. That's what we are. We get back to those roots and everything will be fine. I've been reminding people, calm down, don't worry. You can fix everything.
With the help of God.
Absolutely. You know,
You know what
for
I'm
us,
saying?
we're Christians. If you're not a Christian, then understand the way that we're designed. And this is by the Christian belief. I don't expect everybody to be Christians. I just love you anyway, you know? um, the belief is that we are created this way, that we are a body, that I can perform a certain function for that body, but it's only one. We need
Hmm.
everybody. It's a necessity that this is how we heal one another and then grow.
Right.
And these things have been taken from us on account of petty indifference that they will use to put all of us in fucking chains, each and every one of us. They don't
Hmm.
care who
Petty
you are.
petty indifference, mind you, that none of us have actually put on anybody. That the people that are forcing us to look at these petty indifferences are the ones that actually imposed those indifferences on each other.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a genius. It's really genius. It is, and you have to recognize the skill that it takes to manipulate masses of people like this, and the patience that it takes to do it over generations. Have some respect for your enemy. They're cunning, and they mean business. They're serious. You have real enemies, not petty, stupid ones. They may do petty and stupid things, but that's just
Part
a
of the game.
byproduct of a larger agenda that's been kicking all our asses.
Hmm. I just can't believe, man, that I'm living to see something like this. I mean, what it actually is looking like, that man, that life was just so much simpler growing up.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
And
shoot, life was so much simpler 5 years ago,
But the thing,
10 years ago.
the
think
sad
about
fact
how much
is,
value that gives you, because there are younger generations that don't have a damn clue as to what you're talking about when you
right?
say you things like, we really have to stand, we have to speak, we have to organize, things like this. You know what you're fighting for.
Hmm.
They
There's a
don't.
younger generation that doesn't know anything but this, and they think that this is how it's supposed to be.
That's incredible value.
And that's why I told you earlier on the other live stream, Jay, that we have to keep talking about how the structure of things is supposed to be ran and set up. Because if we don't talk about it and put that message out there and educate these people, we have a system that is actively trying to diminish that and stifle that knowledge from being put out there. So this younger generation thinks this lockstep bullshit is the way of life.
Hmm. And that's nuts. I mean, I remember just seeing this type stuff. Like, like, be honest with you, I'm like looking at, like, Cobra and GI Joe. We're GI Joe and the Cabal's Cobra.
Yeah,
You
well,
know, I mean,
I
that's just a hypothetical, you know what I'm saying, metaphysical way of looking at it.
yeah, no,
You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
I think that's, look, we're coming from a place of honesty. They have all of the big corporations and the money. We're actually just trying to. We're not even trying to reinvent any wheels, man.
You
We
know,
just want
wouldn't it
this place
be
to
a lot
make sense
easier
again.
just sit there and know that fuck money, fuck all that bullshit, fuck the
That'd be nice.
Babylonian system. You know what I'm saying?
That'd
And
be really
stuff
cool.
like, and
Well, look,
everybody just do your trade, do what you need to do to help society thrive, and that's it, which will never happen.
well,
Even they would a pipe dream that would never happen.
I've been thinking about things, and to be honest with you, I think that the more I've been pondering on things, I'm starting to wonder if the Generation X, which is what most of what we are sitting on this panel, if we were not the biggest failure of the system, because we were supposed to be the ones to destroy everything. I mean, I remember as a kid, and I know all you guys do too, being told that our generation, Generation X, was going to be the destruction of the fucking world.
They do this to every generation. They do it to every single one. And it's a way to demoralize already demoralized teenagers that are going into adulthood.
Well,
It
look,
is a way to put a larger weight on their shoulders, and they did it to the baby boomers. That's how they got the name baby boomers. It was to put less value on them.
look. The reason why I say that though is because we actually are a unique generation because we actually watched the it coming to an end of one age, and we saw the birth of a new age. All at the same
Unfortunately, yeah.
All in one generation. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, even when it came to this our entertainment, man, from playing Pong to Xbox Series X, we seen technology advance way faster than the regular
any
world.
other. Yeah, well, look, you got to think. We are the Generation X is the last generation that was born in what would be considered the industrial age.
Yeah, I can see
You
that.
know, and we also watched the birth of the technological age.
Right.
A lot of this also has to do with you're looking at the older generation that like Bill Gates's generation
That's ours.
that came from real the last real expressions of freedom in the nation, and this was the draft resistance revolution and the hippies and Woodstock and
Yeah,
all
they
of
were
this.
supposed to be the hippies of the '90s.
And well, they were around for that time. They took part in it in the way that they did, and that technological innovation came from the capitalist gains that their parents had made in large part that had sent them comfortably to college and higher learning and not to like community colleges.
Right.
And they were the products of those advantages of
Yeah,
capitalism and Western society that
yeah,
comes
because it
from.
was downed upon. It was downed upon to go to a community college. If you went to a community college and you wasn't shit,
Yeah, you were
Straight up.
basically a hood motherfucker.
growing up, you all went to a community college.
You didn't go to college. That you're paying for high school.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
what it was. That's what it was. And then once it got like into like the mid to late '90s, as I said,
Yeah, when
2001
I was
just
in school, it was all
2001 turned the
Berkeley or
page.
fucking UCLA or Yale or Harvard or MIT.
You know what I'm saying? 2001 just turned the page on society. And it
Yeah.
did. I mean, and it did. I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean, when 9/11 came, the whole face of society, because I wasn't worried about shit really until after 9/11, and then from 9/11 2001. What's funny was a week before that I got baptized. And now it's 2020, and I'm like going on. Now we're going on 2021,
Well,
entering
look,
because this is a like Like this COVID is the 9/11 of today.
That's what I was going to say. Wrap your mind around this because everything they're doing right now, as far as the COVID-19 thing, is the exact same methodology, the same propaganda, and the
Hmm.
same steps in sequential order as what happened with 9/11.
Hmm. I
So,
mean,
Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, Napoleon Bonaparte, all of these, in different societies as well, had the same goal. And that goal is very much alive and well today. And that shouldn't be a surprise. It shouldn't be a shock to anyone. You had the League of Nations, the Trilateral Commission, and then every time there was a major war, because their whole goal was to prevent global war, and they failed, they would rename themselves and rebrand themselves all the way to where we have the United Nations today. That agenda that was in place for Rome and the Ottomans and everybody else, all of the conquerors, is the United Nations. And I know that that's uncomfortable. I don't want it to sound oversimplified, but fact is if we were given a halfway decent education, we would know that this is easily anticipated as well as dealt with. And it has everything to do with looking in the annals of history and seeing that this is a natural human pattern. Small groups of people wanting to dominate the rest of everyone else is nothing new. And the fact that they're doing it in a technological age, especially when if you look at how, if our species continues in the future, technology is only going to continue to advance. So right now we're in the infancy of it. And
Right.
it makes all the sense in the world that all of these greedy, power hungry baby rapers and crystal meth smokers want to use the technology that they just found like a new toy to try to control the rest of us. That makes all the sense in the world. Allowing people to remember that their strength is in their blood, their strength is in their spirit, and their strength is in the people around them as well. It robs the state, any state, of their power.
oh,
If
by the
you're,
way, you gotta come to think about it. I just want to let you know, man, that Dingo's mom got sick, so he's been in the hospital all day with his mom. I don't know exactly what happened, but just like the Australian dude, that was
yeah.
supposed to do. Yeah, something happened to his mama.
All right. Prayers for
We'll
Dingo's
pray
mom.
for him.
Yeah, and stuff like that, man. Yeah, he contacted me today. So we were supposed to do an interview earlier today, and he had to cancel it out because of that.
Well, hopefully everything will be all right. We'll send prayers him
Yeah.
and her way.
All right, not to change. I'm sorry. Go ahead, continue. I just wanted to
No, you're
let him
good.
know.
You're
Yeah,
good. That's important.
yeah.
So again, contextually, this makes sense, and therefore, when you see all of the confusing things happening around you, talking heads spinning information this way and that, the perspective that all of us can keep that'll also keep us sane is this really does make sense. That
Hmm.
this probably should be happening on a reasonable timeline anyway. The country is 230, 240 years old. It's probably time for an ass
Thomas
kicking.
Jefferson.
Thomas
Thomas.
Jefferson said the proper form of checks and balances was to have a civil war at least every 25 years.
Revolution, not civil war. Revolution.
Revolution, yeah.
But also
And
that our government should be purged every 200 years.
yeah, so we're a little overdue, and again, I feel blessed for me that it happens while I'm here because yeah, look at it this way. They tried this while I was here, really? Because that's a mistake. I have a big mouth and I will not stop. I'll do
Right.
everything I can until I'm dead to continue to wake the souls and the spirits and the strength in my countrymen and women, whether they hate me or not. I'll make it to where they cannot disagree with me when I speak to their strength, because everybody knows that I'm right. Think about it. If you stood and you stood with your neighborhood and your neighborhood stood with the next neighborhood and so on, and the cities did this, and we just said, look, Maybe it's not everybody, but it's everybody who feels the same way, and we know that that's more than enough. Everyone can look around. You have to be lying to yourself in 2020 to
Right.
look around and say, no, everything's cool. This is all right. I'm good.
Right.
That's not happening. Not to honest people. And so for the folks that, want to be a part of something that changes that, if they were to come together, they would be more than enough. And uh, people at that point say, well, what do you do? What would we do at that point if, everybody's there and they're ready and they're gung-ho for whatever it is? What would you do? And my answer is twofold. First of all, you do anything you want. But more specifically, the beauty of that is that all of you now that have chosen to be there get to decide.
Right.
And your involvement is 100% voluntary at all times. If at any time you want to be done, then you walk away. You're done. No questions asked. You're free. And that's actually hearkening to the American Concords I was talking about earlier. That's part of the agreement that you are always in this because you believe in it, not because anybody has ordered you. You are free. And if we come together as a nation under those concords, what we'll end up doing is the state of Ohio, the state of Indiana, all states will know the number of people in their state that feel the way that they do. And then all of the states are going to be able to look at each other. And then you're going to be able to take that number, all of those numbers, and add them up and see how many of us there are nationally. Now, when I talk about that, if that doesn't move something in you, then this isn't for you. Because all of us, everybody from California to New York to Florida to Georgia, everybody wants to know that. And of course, the FBI wants to know that. And they probably have a better idea than anybody anyway. But who gives a damn when we find out that there's millions of us, literally millions of us. And I think initially probably tens of millions, if not more. That are, then what happens, right? Does that not change something inside of all of us to look around and wake up the next day with that number still fresh in our head going, are you kidding me right now? Are you serious? Do you know what we could do? And really start to contemplate the reality that all of us could create for ourselves. Gentlemen, ladies, that is power. That is strength. That right there is something that all of our enemies are deathly afraid of. And by all rights, they should be. Because it's not that hard to do.
Right.
It really isn't. Anybody who wants to, they sign up for themselves and say, yeah, count me as one. Now you have your numbers. Now, since, we wait, I don't know, I'm just giving an arbitrary number. Say we wait 30 days and then we release our second part of the agreement that says, okay, now that we're here, we have to decide what it is that we're going to do. So within your groups, within your area, come up with what it is you believe. Do you believe, and I'm just going to throw some stuff out there, do you believe that we should come together for a Declaration of Independence? Do you believe that we should have an Article 5 Convention of the States? Do you believe that we should outright revolt? Do you believe that we should try to create a political party? Do you believe in multiple things, and send those to your state's page. Now, in that, you guys are also going to find a state leader. It's not going to be that hard, trust me. All of this done through simple voting, right? And so if you're in a VFW, for example, and all of you are in the Concords, they already organize this. They do this anyway. So Moose Lodges, AMVETs, VFWs, all these places, they already do this. Militia, they already do this. Oath Keepers, they already do this. Everybody's infrastructure is already set up to do this. So you vote for a leader, and then, so of course, you have to throw somebody.
Sorry about that. What the hell happened here?
I don't know. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right there.
we can hear you. He was putting that
So-
live feed from the mayor's house in Los Angeles, and I think he forgot to hit the sound.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the mayor's house in Los Angeles.
Oh man, they're
No,
popping
but,
off in LA.
to touch on what Jeremy's saying, look, whether you want to like it or not, or whether or not you are ready for it or not, there is major change happening in this country and
they're
in this
saying that
world.
the
For that
gov-
matter.
Well, they're saying that the cops are giving them a warning. Let's hear what they have to say. Not to be rude. Go ahead, finish your thought, and we'll see what's happening. What were you saying?
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what Joe Axe was saying. The cops are giving them a warning.
Declared it an unlawful gathering. That's messed up.
That's because Governor Mussolini out there. Can't hear it. Did you forget to share sound too?
Well, I hope they don't go all typical LA police on this crowd, man. You can tell these are not fighters. These aren't violent people.
No, those are all Trump supporters for one.
Yeah, I mean, but look at them. These aren't, this isn't some rough crowd of rioters or something, man. So I hope
don't see a mask on anybody or nothing.
Yeah, I hope that goes all right for them.
See, and look, that's another thing with this mask mandate they keep pushing. Think about that. That's how we were able to differentiate between the people and Antifa and Black Bloc and folks of that nature. Isn't it funny that now they're wanting people to mask up?
All of this makes sense when when anybody, just simply accepts that you're not living in peace in your own country.
We're not.
It may seem like it because things function, but think about if enemies were to take over your nation, they knew there's no way they could do it by force. They would have to do it through subversive means by the inside. And so is it possible that you're living in a time that is, such a time where, people are here that are your enemies, that are running an agenda that is counter-American? And then, a lot of stuff starts to make sense, whether it's masks or curfews or whatever ridiculousness they're trying to do to rob our culture. Think about one of the largest purposes that COVID has served. You have no holidays. You have no Macy's Day Parade. You have no parade in other states. It's
no family gatherings or anything.
Yeah.
This is really growing across the United States, man. And it's about 10:30 there. So they had a 10 o'clock curfew.
Where's that, California? No,
LA,
it's 9:30
Los
there.
Angeles. 9:30?
Yeah, so it's almost 10. They're 3 hours behind us.
But you know what, man? People are waking up, man.
Not fast enough.
They won't care. They gave an order, then they will shoot gas.
There's some guy yelling at everybody there.
Let me turn this up.
Yeah, please. Dude, did you check the share audio box before you did the screen share?
Yeah. You hear it?
Not really. Check your main volume.
Hold on.
Yeah, because it sounds like it's what you're hearing, not actually being fed into the stream.
I'm getting there now.
Unfortunately, it takes money, and
There
I
we
hate
go.
asking for
There we
help.
go.
And you guys have been kind enough to donate in the past, and all that money is going towards a system that'll allow me to have a better stream. But sharing the stream and liking and subscribing and doing all those good things help me out as well. So if you could all at least do that, I appreciate it very much. Again, I apologize for tonight not being prepared for streaming and basically hand holding my phone like every other streamer and just trying to do the best I can for you. But I will be able to post this high definition video at some point.
Come back, you bunch of cowards! Come back!
They got cats in riot helmets.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck you, Garcetti, you piece of shit weasel! You fucking weasel! People are pissed, Garcetti! People are pissed, Garcetti! People are pissed, Garcetti!
You know, there's a lot of us that are hurting and we're out of work. We can't pay our mortgages.
This is live from LA.
So Antifa wants the lockdown, and that's why they're protesting them?
They do. Of course they do. Antifa wants the opposite of everything that, free people want.
We can't even put food on our table. We look at all these homeless people. It's just shameful what they're doing. He doesn't deserve to live in a
they're asking nicely for people to move towards Wilshire.
Everyone take pictures of badge numbers! Take pictures of badge numbers! Take your cameras out! Take pictures right now! Because it's the mayor! Take the pictures! Because it's the mayor! Because it's the mayor! Because it's the mayor! They want to give us rules! Because of the mayor! Because of the mayor! But
Just so you know, people, this is coming to a city near you real soon.
Oh, this might go.
Fuck our city!
This might go south.
Fuck our city! Fuck our city! Fuck our city! Fuck our city!
Oh, this is the beginnings, man, of something big.
If you remember, fuck our city! Fuck our city! You guys have to remember who supported you during the riots of BLM and Antifa. You have to remember that we, us, I was at DC. There's multiple
Oh man, his feet sucks.
people here in the crowd right now that went to DC to back the blue for you. To show support for you. To show support across the United States that we supported you. But yet you want to...
The cops are calling them puppets?
You want to back the mayor. The mayor that wants to lock down your country, your state, your kids, your businesses. That's what you want to do. I don't give a shit if you're female or male. Go down. These guys grew up in the hood. Look what they're doing to our city. Every last one. You remember who backed you? To the Constitution. You remember who backed you? Not piece of shit. It was us. Shut the fuck up. But because of your dictator. Every last one of you. You know damn well. You know damn well. The fuck off me, bitch! Everybody, it's okay. Fuck you! Fuck you!
You know, I'm starting to wonder if they got the internet.
You motherfucker!
I got $5 in the
Shut the
bag.
fuck up, homeboy! I got your name! All of you are brave.
I think it's interesting how they got the cops looking like these people.
Go ahead! Go ahead! Don't you fucking touch him! Hey, don't fucking try it, motherfucker! Shut the fuck up! Fuck you! Fuck you! That's the blue. Order 4, that's the blue. According to the mayor,
Thank you, Melissa. Yo, tell pro-life to go to feed on my channel. The pro-life is still on. Tell her to feed on my channel.
Stop! Exercise your life. No more back to blue. You took an oath. You know that. Don't. You took an oath. Take a side. You took an oath to the Constitution. You know that. He can't move! Hey! 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 Okay, no,
Yeah, that's about violence.
goddamn car!
Oh yeah, man.
Hey guys,
And then cops are forcing it.
everybody listen to me. Hey!
Now you notice they didn't do that shit with BLM and Antifa.
Hey, everybody, let's keep moving and let them chase us. How about that? If they want us on the block, let's turn around. Let's look at the block. Let's look at the block. And let them chase us. Let them chase us. It's the First Amendment right.
Ooh, this is going to be ugly. I can feel the vibe. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know Californians are fed up.
The officers were ready to open fire on this guy.
Everybody, circle around the block. Circle around the block. Let them follow us.
Seen that look where they
Fucking march! Listen to the cops. What are you doing? March! Just go! Stop fucking confronting them. Just go! Just go! Just go! What are you doing? Stop fucking confronting them. Just march!
Wow.
Take it easy, guys. All we wanted is Garcetti to come out.
This is like looking like the 1960s, man.
You guys took an oath. This is not constitutional. This is not constitutional. This asshole is talking about defunding you. And you know it. Everybody. So, hang on, I'm talking. Hang on. Everybody. Hang on. Come over here. Everybody come together. Bullshit. Come together. Come together. What are you going to do when you walk around? You're not in uniform. You guys swore an oath. Every last one of you. You swore an oath, Corral. You know you did. When it all comes down, you know you got to decide.
Whoever got the badge.
We're pissed off, not at you. We're pissed off at that asshole. You know it, man. All you guys know it. That motherfucker doesn't care about you. All we're about is the Constitution. And you guys know it. So when you guys go home, remember the crazy, angry black guy who's yelling at you right now. Not because I hate you. I love you fucking guys. But I need you guys to wake up. You gotta think about this. Let it soak in.
That gas? You think you're gonna
We are here protesting. 99.9% chance
with
of
a gas
survival.
mask.
We are protesting
There's no,
for these lockdowns, and you are escorting
There's
the
no
group
bulletproof
that backed the
jackets.
blue. You are escorting the
American
group
patriots
that
out here.
backed the blue. The
It's a
order
very
that
different
comes from a
looking
governor
crowd than
and a
what we're
mayor
accustomed to seeing
that
when
wants
the
to
police have to
defund
come in.
the police.
Let's not forget the cheating.
Half of the people here actually went to Washington, D.C.
He's a cheater. He's a cheater.
That is what you're doing right now.
I am surprised to hear people
Go
saying
home
quit your job.
might just make us double next week.
Get a shitty job like the rest of us.
You might just get double next week now. next week. Now at this point, American patrons like to take the city hall, governor houses, mayor houses, until these measures of lockdown stop.
This is your induction! Your induction is starting now! You're turning into Nazis! Your induction is starting!
Well, they got the helicopters too. This is just going to get bigger.
But really, if you start acting, that's the country, man. Not just in,
Yeah.
not just in, centralized areas. Everybody needs to be. Everywhere.
We haven't done anything!
This is Cali.
The only dystopian nightmare we're in is going to end is if we make it in.
Dear Father God, forgive them for they don't know what they
You're right, Angela.
Took an oath to the Constitution! Ask the questions, is what you're doing! Just following orders! Or is it outside the Constitution? You know I'm telling you the truth! I'm telling you!
Thank you, LED. My God.
You know, the fact that these cops are willing to do this shows that their allegiance is to the state. You didn't see them out moving like that on BLM and Antifa. You never saw that in any of them right. They stood off to the side and watched shit happen.
They will be provided for. God will take care of you. You will survive. I have to say it so out.
Both all the California militia.
Can't hear you, Jeremy.
Yeah, I agree. Some of the things that are being said, it's clearly because people are frustrated right now with LAPD.
Quit your jobs and have integrity! This is America! Welcome to your induction to communism! Welcome to your addiction to communism!
That's not a patriot, as far as I go. I don't think a patriot would tell these people, the officers, to quit their jobs, because
Yeah, actually they would, because that's exactly what's going on.
patriots typically respect the officers, and
Yeah, but they're still going to
they've
tell them
been
the
pushed
truth,
around
right?
tonight, and they feel as though they've had their constitutional right taken away to be able to be out here peacefully, which they were.
You're sworn off to the Constitution!
You guys are making Antifa have a point right now.
You're on the wrong side of history. What is Antifa and BLM going to do when Trump wins? What are they going to do? You know damn well. They're going to burn shit down. It ain't going to be us. We're on your side, you guys. It's going to get overturned. Trump's going to win. They're going to go ape shit. And it ain't going to be us. And you remember us. We're on your side.
Not on
You
the
know
side
damn
of
well
the
what's going to
everyday
happen.
American
Think about the Constitution. Think about the guy who's making you violate the Constitution. You got decisions to make. All you guys got kids, parents, family. They depend on you to make the right decision. In a couple of weeks, it's going to be overturned. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a war zone down here. It's not going to be us. We're on your side, you guys. We need you to wake up. We need you to have discussions at the house and make a stand inside the house. You gotta make a decision. You have to figure out what side
Because of the lockdowns we're having in California.
Contact your attorneys. Contact your lawyers.
He absolutely is right, Phil.
Find out the legal parameters of this. We are not the problem.
You were on the wrong side of
We're on your
history.
damn side.
One day you will realize you were on the wrong side of history. You will regret this.
You have to think about this
The
logically
argument
from the
I would expect to hear out
Constitution.
here from patriots.
He's asking you to do something against your own citizens.
Not quit your jobs.
Luke
That's what
10:19,
Antifa
behold,
said.
I am giving you authority to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the
This
power of
dude's
the
video
enemy,
and this
and
obviously
nothing
does
shall
not
hurt you.
understand anything.
Man, he got a bad signal because I know it's not. Well, let me see something.
Yo, can you mute that for a second? Okay, I was sharing your stream over there at Pro Life. So I was on Pro Life stream. I jumped over here. Can you mute it, please? Keep it playing, but mute it.
I'm muting. Hold on. Give me a chance. Go ahead.
What are we watching so that they can hear?
They're protesting the lockdowns in California.
The mayor over in LA gave them a curfew and this.
God damn it, Brian! Speak into the goddamn mic, bro.
What?
Speaking of the mic, man, you sound like you're talking like 15 feet away.
Is that better?
I guess it's not going to get any better, but I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. That's why.
I don't know what's going on there.
They're protesting in LA because of the lockdowns out there, and they brought the cops and stuff out there, and they're in front of the mayor's house.
Okay. Right on. How many people are they saying?
There ain't what they're saying. They're out there in it.
Yeah, they haven't given an actual number count of people yet. You know what I'm saying? But what's going on is messed up.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because what I've been watching is if you've been watching any of these other riots and stuff that's been going on, you watch it and you see the police are always standing off to the side, you know, not doing anything to these these rioters and looters and shit. But these guys are actively engaging these guys.
Are you able to hear me any better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you, man. It just it really just makes it the way it sounds is like you're standing like 10 feet away, and so
I
you're
got
hearing
my mic, dude.
That may be because the primary sound is the video.
They wanted us to move to Wilshire Boulevard, which is what we've done, and they've stopped pushing.
Well, I thought he had muted it. Well, you just turned it down. That's why. No, I mean, Brian's been sounding like that since he uses his phone. He's been sounding like that for weeks now.
Brian's on his computer.
Dude, I stopped using my phone. I've been using my computer and my PA.
No shit. That's weird. What kind of mic you got?
How about that? Is that better?
It's boxy sounding, man. It just sounds like you're fucking talking through like layers of material. You know, it's like you're 10 feet away or something. You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Meaning it's not very clear. I mean, it's it's like very muffled, very muffled. You know.
Is that better?
That's perfect. What'd you do?
I took my filter off my mic.
Apparently that's what it was. That filter's fucking up. So this is in LA and they're protesting the lockdown. So this doesn't look like a lot of people, though.
No, these are just more.
What?
The curfew just started. I mean, we just got done watching one in Ohio. They were having a dance party there.
Right outside of DeWine's house.
They weren't arresting anybody, right?
Oh, the cops were bullshitting with them.
These cops, it's kind of unclear yet whether or not they're going to be confrontational or not.
Right.
I don't have a lot of faith in LA cops.
Well, you know, 1 minute it looks like they're going to, you know, be a problem, and then the next minute they just stand there, you know, so you don't know what they're doing.
Communication and the back and forth is
But I'll tell you what, this guy doing the live feed, he obviously doesn't know a whole lot about nothing because
the officers will talk to you.
Yeah, I want to hear what he's saying.
Anybody would stop communicating with somebody who's unwilling to actually hear anything. You can't have a back and forth conversation with one person just constantly shouting. And so, this officer, he's
Hey,
definitely
Da
having a
Vinci, say
conversation
hi to
with the guy.
Pro-Life and her.
What's up, Pro-Life? Yeah, come on, Vegas. Make sure you're airing Pro-Life. We're on Pro-Life channel. If we're on there, I don't know if Mo's channel. Shout out to Mo Reese Delp on his channel. Shout out to Pro-Life. Shout out to everybody on their panels. Love all y'all.
if you're on Facebook, just check out
If you're on Facebook, shout out to y'all. Share, share, share.
hit the like button, hit the share button on the feed. You know, all those likes,
The world got to know what's happening around the world. Also, earlier in this video, when it goes up, there's also the protest in Ohio that was live, that was aired on Facebook.
No, Melissa, this right now is actually in LA.
This one's in LA. If you look earlier, we showed one in Ohio too, at the governor's house.
Look, man, you gotta understand, it's only people like us that are showing the stuff that's really happening. The media ain't showing it.
Tell me that. This guy here, I don't know that he belongs in this group. He feels to me like an agitator.
If you don't get a handle on this shit real soon, like I said earlier,
I don't recognize him from anything that I've seen in a while.
The Deets left?
No, he just likes to mute his mic and sit quietly and observe.
Quit your jobs! Why do you say that? That's what Antifa
So for those of you that are watching on Pro-Life channel, these are protests. This particular video is protests that are happening right now in LA where the lockdowns just took place. These folks have been
they already picked a side.
protesting
Picked a side.
at the mayor's
They're
house.
fighting against Americans now. Not fucking terrorists, people that burn, loot, and murder all over the fucking streets.
So,
patriots that are peacefully protesting.
You have a job, you have a boss, or do you work for yourself?
I'm retired.
What's that have to do with anything?
But imagine working for a boss who you disagree with. I just came from
I
a
had
job.
a boss. I got paid a lot of money to disagree with him.
And you're fortunate that you can do that.
No, I'm free to do that. I chose to do that, and I didn't make myself be a fucking little P1 shit to not get ahead in the world.
It's easy to say.
No, it's
we
not.
all have to make
you
that
just
decision.
do it. No, you just do it. The beauty of being an American is that you have the choice to be whatever the fuck you want. And you tell me, all you're telling me is that you're telling me that I could have used many excuses in my life.
I guess this is a liberal channel. This is a liberal state channel. The most views he gets.
I do not live on that premise. Those are excuses.
Well, obviously, the guy asking the questions is just a coward. He's the kind of guy that sat back and watched the Nazis do what they did and didn't speak up or do anything.
Right, he's the kind of guy, the kind of media person now that'll ask the press secretary 30 times if the president's racist or not.
But thank you for the live feed.
Where's your
worst possible scenario when you do that?
Okay, Pro-Life, Da Vinci, I got to drop off here. I'll be back in about 20 minutes.
All right.
If you guys are still on, I'll poke in my few shows. I think Mo's going to go live here in a little bit.
Yeah. I told what's name to make this live too.
I agree with this man saying that as Americans we have to stand up for what we believe in. But
Shoot, if we have any more YouTubers,
a price.
Share. Let make this viral right now.
This should really start what's going on. If really want to start pushing me to start
the reality of the
situation.
Like, share. I gotta make another banner.
Uh-oh. I know what banner's coming up.
Subscribe, Maurice Delp.
multi-millionaire and be out here. Who the fuck knows? Anything's possible in LA.
Smartmatic. LA County, U.S. largest voting jurisdiction, uses it.
There's where my vote went. I got
who
it.
elected Eric Garcetti?
That's why Eric Garcetti always wins.
Why do we need to vote? If they have the Smartmatic, they vote. They are smarter than the U.S. voters. Huh? Okay.
Stop this.
Why do we need to vote?
You got to stop this.
All right, see you guys in a bit.
All right.
Why all the men?
Change your name, change location.
Guess who
They robbed my vote, yeah.
Smartmatic.
Our city, and it's Smartmatic.
Hey, what's that dude?
The car through.
Voted for him. There's nothing American. We're waiting for their sickle
Let the
back.
car through.
If the sickle back Smartmatic elected Eric Garcetti, should these characters from Eric Garcetti? Negative. Because he is not supposed to be in that position in the first place.
When do you get your 3
Swinging back to blue. I was out there. He was out there, the same shirt. He got the shirt on right now. Come on.
Democrat! Roger Steve's machine Smartmatic. These machines are American flags.
2 minutes.
Hey Jay, whose channel is this?
Law enforcement wear American flags.
Another round of defunding. Another round of defunding.
There's maybe 50, 60 people here now. There was about 100. I'm not sure if some people left or if they've just
Why did you vote?
moved around.
Why did you vote? And why did I vote?
I haven't
Why
left
does
this
that
area,
matter?
but
Why does that matter?
I could go see. There is a number of people who have gone up to Wilshire Boulevard and are standing on the corner protesting up there.
A pedophile drug addict. Pedophile drug addict.
I don't know who said these are not Trump supporters, but yeah, these aren't Trump supporters. I don't know what makes you feel as though they're not.
Advertising to vote in early.
Because the alternative would be Biden supporters, and there's not one single person out here who voted for Biden. And in fact, I'd shout that out to find out for you. I would say probably the only person that voted for Biden out here is maybe a couple of the press people, and maybe some of the cops. But these are not anything but Trump supporters. In fact, I know they're Trump supporters because most of them I've seen at the Trump rallies. And
Y'all just turned us into Antifa. That's fucked up.
I know what the problem is.
This is just the beginning, bro.
Yeah, it is.
This is just the beginning. Welcome to U.S. history, y'all.
My mother's been sick. This is not unlawful. I am supporting myself. These idiots voted. These idiots voted for fucking Biden.
Tell it, Felicia. Tell it. Tell it, Felicia. Tell it.
I'm going to vote.
Tell it, Felicia.
I'm going to. This is bullshit. Defund the police. Fire all of you. You're going to all be let go.
they already did defund the police.
Defund the police. Keep defunding.
How did you feel about the announcement of the departments that they cut? Did you see that?
Good.
It was
Well,
the homeless outreach group.
They should
It was-
defund the riot police as well.
Oh, those are just all regular officers that are
Whatever
over
the
there.
fuck they are. They should all get defunded as well.
Right. We
And
just
they all
fund
need to
everybody,
be
and then
laid
there's
off.
no cops, and then we can go out and shoot, Antifa and
Yeah, I would actually. Can we have a couple purge days? I'd actually be
somebody
cool
else
with it.
who
What?
believes in
I'd
purge.
be cool with a couple purge days. I'm not lying.
I think a lot of people would be happy with the purge.
Yeah, until it happens. And those
just to give you an
motherfuckers that
idea,
would be
here's the
happy
rest of
with
the
their
crowd.
fight for their life.
Some have gone across the street.
What the fuck?
Whoa! Whoa! Look at that. That's the murder.
Red rum. See that? That's what it says on the side of that car. Red rum. Hey, you get the euphemism white murder.
Mm-hmm.
There's murder written on the side.
Wow.
All right.
LA Riot 2020.
There's still pretty good group of people. Definitely have better reception down here at the end of the block.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, much folk people.
Fire department headed this way. Not sure who for why.
Thumbs down for sheep. Thumbs up for IQ. You're a fighter. You're a pedophile. How do you feel? You okay?
Oh man, this is the beginning of something big.
Maybe it's yet to be seen. That's a small crowd so far.
But still, man, it takes little people to make a mix thing. Like we're seeing the beginning of it.
Thumbs up for sheep. Thumbs down for sheep. Thumbs up.
No, I think there were more people standing outside of Mike DeWine's house.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of people standing out of Ryan's house. LA is a completely different creature though, man.
Yeah, that's a whole other fucking culture out there.
I know.
A fucking state full of nothing but a bunch of culture vultures.
Because if it really comes right down to it, man, they won't hesitate to throw down. Are they putting like smoke or something?
It looks like somebody hit a bait pen.
David Licari, I love it, but maybe you could keep it to like 2-3 lines. Makes it hard for me to see the comments, man.
Well, you
Love
asked
the
me some
exuberance.
questions anyhow. But we still appreciate your life, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, what you won't find here is the smashed windows. You won't find fires. You know, you're not going to find the typical destruction that the Black Bloc fascists leave behind, even though they claim they don't condone that. Off the record to me, those that I'm able to talk to.
Hey Joe, the one thing that separates the fire department from the police is the fire department. They will still suspend their officers.
They'll tell you
going
and
out
I
in public with their
to fight racism, no matter who and what. But yet they don't follow their own rules when it comes to violence.
Sees them, their integrity is still very much alive and important to the fire department in this country.
Right.
Right now it's 5 after 10 o'clock here in Los Angeles, outside of Mayor Eric Garcetti's home, where we've been pushed out by LAPD officers down the block. The house is down the street that way, next corner. We've been pushed out here to Wilshire Boulevard.
I know where that's at.
Ron, that would be correct. However, the curfews start on Saturday, which is at 12:01 tonight, correct? So at 12:01, technically, they could give everybody curfew tickets if they were going to enforce that, because they'd have from 12:01 to 5 a.m. for the curfew. But I also believed it to be, it started at 2 a.m., or pardon me, 10 p.m. on Saturday. So I guess that could go either way based on interpretation. But
Oh, we're going to be live tomorrow night to see what happens, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know, everybody keeps saying that the curfew starts on Saturday at 10 p.m.
What do you say?
Huh?
What do you say?
I said I think we're going to start seeing this in a lot of different cities across the country. We're going to start seeing this come up more and more, and it's going to be way bigger than.
You can hear the COVID in my voice.
Oh, this is the beginning. This is the
Me wearing a
beginning.
mask all day.
Welcome to the storm, folks.
Starts my nose running, rebreathing in from a mask.
Oh, don't tell me you're going to
wearing
start
a mask for 12 hours. And not quite 12 hours. I had kind of a short day today, but 6 hours at a time. I get an hour lunch. I get tired of wearing a mask and a face shield, and my nose starts running. But I don't have COVID because I get tested 3 days a week in order to work. So I'm fairly confident I do not have COVID.
In order to go to work, you have to get tested.
But
how is that not fulfillment?
Frankly, I could. Don't bother me. Oh, I thought maybe you were
streaming, right?
Yeah,
On Instagram or where?
Facebook and YouTube.
Oh, okay.
WYSIWYG TV. I thought maybe that's what you were saying. You were watching.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm not watching it. I'm on Instagram usually.
Are you? I can't stream Madden. They don't allow that. Only stream Instagram. What a shit! But Instagram works. It doesn't allow. I don't even know what the fuck multi-stream is. So multi-stream is that I'm using an app to stream out the Facebook and YouTube simultaneously.
I see.
I Twitch as well. I stream to like 5-6 different platforms.
Right.
Instagram is not one of them.
No, that makes sense.
It seems like Instagram is a hot ticket right now, and everybody's like, "Oh, what's your Instagram?"
Yeah,
I have an Instagram,
I'm just on. Yeah, I usually just do a lot
Mary
of
Yoga
Instagram.
Pants. Yeah, that's correct.
The rally starts at 1 p.m., so you're going to be there at 11:30, question mark?
Thank you. Yeah, the only thing we're missing right now is Antifa. They must still be doing their thing on Sunset. You'd think they'd want to come over here and pick out the bash the fash, punch some Nazis in the face. That's their thing. That's what they like to do. But apparently they're not ready for that tonight. Come back down here. It's a little dark, but we'll see what's going on. Again, thank you all. Thank you all for joining me tonight on this last-minute event here. So this is what's left of the protesters up here at the police line where they stopped. Oh, she's joined in. For a minute.
What I was born in America for, what America stands for, that is freedom. What America stands for, that is freedom.
That's right.
Okay? And for you guys
Thank you.
to be standing out here is not fair. Because you guys were not standing out here when Santa Monica got destroyed. It got destroyed and no one was there. And there was violence. But this is a peaceful protest.
That's why they're there, because they know
For people like me.
Wait, bitch.
Wow. But you see how all this. Well, where was this bitch at when she was out there? Where was she? Sorry for saying that, but I just got pissed off the way she came
With
off.
all this stuff that's happened, I totally understand about COVID. But I had a mother that was in CCU, and she had COVID. And guess what? No vaccine. She did not get a vaccine. It went away. It is the common flu. Okay? It's sad that a lot of people have died from it.
it's sad. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Okay? But this is not fair.
Die from the flu every year.
And you guys, do you know that we're the
Yeah, it's
protesters?
because I came up over here.
Oh shit.
I will have this feed to upload.
We say defend the
Later
police,
in
not
high def.
defund the police.
Exactly. We say do not say defund the police.
A few guys was there to
But
back
there are
the
laws.
Trying to move
there are
around to see if I can
guidelines.
find better connection.
And as a woman, ma'am, as a woman, officer,
Come on.
you should understand where I'm coming
Come
from.
on.
Put yourself in my
We went back
place.
to back so much.
Put yourself in my
for the
place.
back to Blue March, and then we just came back.
It's heartbreaking. My heart is breaking right now.
We're going on the 12th. You're going on the 12th.
We got to let them know they are doing their job.
You're doing your job.
Hey, hold the fort down real quick. So I'll be right back. All right.
As Americans, that is not what this is for. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. None of the senseless killings that have taken place within my race, they're not okay. Okay? However,
What's going on, Mountain?
there are some of us that have built our lives back, that have tried to have a decent life. Okay? And this, you guys gotta understand this. You have to understand this.
You can't keep going around and forcing people from being able to make a living and live life.
But I really need you guys to understand where I'm coming from right now.
Sergeant came by.
Look at how blank those
Can't
cops
talk,
look,
Sergeant.
man.
I
It's
have
like
no
those
doubt.
they're
I have no
blanking
doubt in my mind they
at
know
everybody.
exactly where you're coming from. I have
I
absolutely
hope
no
so,
doubt
too.
in
Like
my
a bunch of
mind.
mindless
And your
fucking
hands are
robots.
tied by the man whose house you're protecting right there. And whose house you're protecting right
You're
there.
protecting a man's house
Good point.
that is putting all of our lives in jeopardy. This is the holiday season. This is the holiday season.
And we are not going to do anything.
We're being told
Anyone
we're
else
being told we
is
can't meet for the holidays for more than 2 hours
Yeah.
and no more than groups of 10.
Yeah.
We know.
My lives matter.
We know.
When our governor's going to birthday parties,
It's 6 or no. 10 or under.
I know.
Bad enough. 6 or under. Yikes.
They're on Sunset Boulevard right now.
Yeah. Joining Antifa. Exactly. We can make it.
They're down on Sunset if you want to join them.
We'll be invited at the back for fucking cookies and milk.
Wow. This is crazy.
You swore an oath to the Constitution, and they're taking away your freedom of speech.
they don't care about that anymore.
Tanya, you know, sometimes that's what happens when people are passionate, you know.
Oh, okay.
We tend to ramble. We get excited. We're, you know,
You know, so next
it's
time we'll do a better.
Yes, hi, my name is
The whole
Felicia
double
Novak,
standard is still.
and when all this took place,
Alicia's passionate about
you
what
know,
she's talking about.
I
And,
was married. I'm about to go through a
she
divorce
came up
because I'm not
and she
being
parked her
fine.
car right there. And I thought she was upset for a different reason. And it turns out that it's not for the reason I thought. It's because she was coming out here to support the protest. So
And I was on the street for 24/7. Yeah.
she reminds me of the polar opposite of the woman that I interviewed in Beverly Hills
Okay,
last
Mo's
Saturday
getting ready.
on the
Mo's
grass.
wanna
If anybody watched
Mo's wanna
that
come on
interview.
too.
I mean, he has
Okay.
the
It was all
past.
she
Yeah, we
did
don't
really was
get-
say Biden, Harris to all the protesters, but she did talk to me for a little bit until
You know.
she realized what she was upset about was actually
So
the
with all
left
this that has happened,
what
because
grief
of
it had
this,
caused
my
her.
marriage is falling apart.
And when she realized that it was the left that was the reason for the boredoms in Santa Monica and all that.
Okay.
Let's pray. Let's pray. Let's pray.
Okay.
You coming from Sunset?
And because of all this, my marriage is
Let's join the block party.
You know?
Let's join the Wilshire.
Yeah, and this whole thing about non-essential and essential, there is no such thing as non-essential. Rules for thee and not for me, huh? Every human being is essential. Every job is essential.
I like this guy.
Torn apart.
Yes, families being torn apart.
Solid head on his shoulders.
Well, we
We said defend you, others have said defund you.
Enough. I think we say
Your hands
enough.
are tied by Mayor Garcetti. And he's now
The real enemy is not the PD. The real enemy is Eric Garcetti. The real enemy is Eric Garcetti. Okay? The Eric Garcetti.
If he can't take any heat, he shouldn't be the mayor in the first place.
Again, for those of you just joining, I apologize for the shaky cam. I was not out tonight to stream. I do not have my normal gear, my gimbal, all my good stuff to give you a nice clean stream. And I apologize for that. I'm doing the best I can. You'll have to forgive me.
I'm gonna call up Political Avenger and tell her to get online too.
Much better.
It's going to be released.
These units hanging out.
Fireman is always more accountable than policemen. A lot of times. Even in Hong Kong, same case. The fireman comes again. They come back to Hong Kong. Thank you, fireman. Thank you. Yes.
One of the things that I hear from Antifa, the kids in Black Bloc, is that they learned from what happened in Hong Kong. They use some of the same tactics.
Can
Sure,
we're live?
sure.
Do
Yeah,
you
no, that's
mind
fine.
to be on camera? Okay.
Totally.
Thank
It's
you.
streamer versus streamer. But it's one of the things that I've noticed is that they like to claim that they get their tactics from learning what happened in Hong Kong.
I realize that, yes.
Right?
I realize that.
The thing that is different to me, that I believe is different,
Yeah.
is they might have actually been fighting fascism.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But here they have a false sense of fascism. What they
Exactly.
believe is fascist isn't. And nobody is going to convince them any differently.
Most of the Hong Kong people, they are for Trump and anti-Biden.
Correct.
Yes.
And it's really a remarkable difference. They may be using the tactics, but they've taken a certain ideology which they believe is the correct thing and flipped it. And that's why I think they don't have the support here in the United States. They might in Portland.
Oh!
Portland's very different.
You mean
but
the protesters in
the
Hong
protesters,
Kong?
no, the
Not...
protesters here in LA using the same tactics. They've come at me with umbrellas, and they do it to everybody else. And they, everybody's a Nazi and everybody's a fascist, but them.
And they're not. Did I get that right? You said they're not getting the support from the local people here.
It doesn't look like it.
Right.
They don't get the numbers.
Right.
It's the same 50, 60 people every time.
Right.
They don't have any new support because it clearly looks like nobody supports them but themselves.
I would say so. Yes, I agree.
So I was just curious, as I don't know if you're actually currently from Hong Kong and just here now, but I was curious your take on how what you've seen as far as the Black Bloc protesters.
I live here now, and I grew up in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I live here for over 20 years.
Okay, so you weren't there for any of the protests that were going on?
During the very early period because I was visiting there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
But I can tell you more is that specifically. The tactics like they water the cone to extinguish the tear gas.
Right. What they call law.
And the umbrella, the laser pen.
Yeah.
One time in outside LA Federal Building, one people who smashed the glass, or he stands very close with the people who smashed the glass, was wearing "I Love Hong Kong" T-shirt.
Yeah.
And very dirty, and they are trying to smear that impression, the Antifa impression, onto the Hong Kong protesters, which the Hong Kong protesters were fighting against the Hong Kong establishments within the government.
Yeah. Now, was it actually Antifa in Hong Kong, or was it just the true sense of Black Bloc and the autonomy and whatnot that comes along with the tactics that they were using?
I can tell that the protesters in Hong Kong, they're very different from the adults here, because over there, 95% people, there's not enough space for people to buy a car or park a car.
Yeah.
They will have to drive. I mean, they will have to take public transportation.
Sure.
Let alone knowing mechanics. They don't have access to car parts. The hardware stores over there are not like here.
Yeah.
Home Depot, you get metal or doors right away. No, we go there. It's all small stores. We go there, get a nut. And that's it. Get a screw, that's it.
Yeah.
So that is why Hong Kong people, they are protesting with cardboard paper, not with the wooden door.
Yeah.
So and they are mostly college students, some of them as young as middle school students, or people who graduated, maybe within the 10 years of graduation.
Okay. I don't mean to cut you off, but we're missing something important going on with the LAPD, so I'm going to say thank you for talking to me. I appreciate it. Choking, I need a bottle of water. But I'm trying to hear what the announcement was. Again, you couldn't hear it up the block.
It looks like it has the potential to grow into something bigger.
I want to know what was.
What do you say?
What was the announcement they just made?
Anybody in the car
over there, they'll be happy to let you get it. They'll escort you to it.
It is.
Okay, that was kind.
It just depends on how much.
So it wasn't a get out of here announcement. It was we will help you get to your car.
Oh, it's going to get a lot bigger.
That direction. So. Oh, I got a tickle in my throat. My mouth.
So how many different live streams you on right now?
Man, I'm in 3. 3 different ones. Yo, what we'll do is we're gonna drop out this and mute, and then I'll just keep this all going. So if y'all want to see this, my channel's gonna be up. I'm gonna move over to Mo's channel. You can find me there. Subscribe to this one, and then.
All right, y'all.
I'm gonna move over to Maurice Delk.
Are you gonna shut this one down?
No, I'm gonna keep this one on. I'm just gonna turn the volume down so y'all can see it yourself. Or this will keep on going. As well, open the bottom, Maurice Delk, thick skin only. Also, I'll be running into.
Because all I can say is this was unexpected.
Pro-Life Warrior
and,
channel.
Interesting.
I'm gonna use my phone and hop on
exciting
those
for a minute
quick.
there, but.
Yeah, that's what I can do. I can hook up on Mo's.
At least they know. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do is we'll keep this one on, and I'm going to hop on Mo's as well.
Trust me, you'll
I'm
get
already
to
in
talk
the
to Lisa
panel
Simpson
over there.
More. she is one of my favorite people. She's always fun to
So
interview and
everybody
talk
have
to.
fun. Take a look. I'm going to make the screen bigger.
But I think I'm going to end the feed.
What are you going to end the feed
Things
now?
have calmed down here. Something else happens, I'll get back on. Eat cash flow. I can only imagine if that's Steve. That's funny. I don't know what account Steve uses, but hopefully it's Steve, and hopefully you guys have all been watching PT News. I listen to Allman. Kind of end up listening to Allman because you can't really see Allman, but interesting fella. Really interesting to listen to. A good broadcaster. If nobody's checked out Allman in the morning, I highly recommend it on PT News.
At a Wisconsin mall.
I enjoyed listening to the show the other day. I wish I had more time to sit and listen, but
all right. Well, we're going to check you out. They're going to end stop the screen feed.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you all very much.
I was looking on ABC News. The Mayfair Mall in Wisconsin has an active shooter incident going on. There's a police swarming a neighborhood somewhere in New Berlin.
Wait a second. I got two different things going on. Hold on.
There's a lot of shit going on tonight, man.
Yeah. All right. I'll be there. I'll be there in a second. I'm getting ready to sign off on my channel.
Who are you talking to?
Mo.
Is it Mo or Kelly?
Yeah, Mo's channel is on. Can you continue this? Check us out on Mo Reese Delk, thick skin only. This is where we'll be at. Y'all have a good night.